Welcome, everyone, to part 2 of our debunking scammy science. As you all gather up and come in, I'm going to just spend a couple of minutes saying hi. I know that some people don't like that, but if you're watching the replay, just fast forward. Really. Hi, Real Justice. Stephanie, welcome. Caffeine Q, Mama Bear. Yeah, so tonight is probably going to be a long one. I'm not even going to lie, because there's so much that we have to go over, because we're going to be playing certain parts of the evidence, quote unquote, that Tru Tam cites as being beyond a reasonable doubt for proving Chris innocent. So we're going to look at her appearances on YouTube, what she said, and compare it to the actual evidence. So this took a lot of time just to piece everything together. So sorry for the wait, but it should be interesting. If anything, it might be a good catch up, or not catch up, but refresher on some of the things in the discovery, because there are some parts of the case that a lot of people still kind of have trouble with. So hopefully some of those will be addressed today as well. Yeah. So to start, I'm going to play a video, and it is the claims that she has made on Molly Golightly's show. So I'm going to play whatever she said about the case, and then we'll take it from there. Then after we see this video, we're going to go into the presentation that Mama Bear and I prepared for you tonight. So I'll start the video.
Tell me what happened.
Okay, so first and foremost, I have a message directly from Chris and the family. This is true. He is not filing the 35C. He has stopped everything due to everybody that has used them and abused them for whatever reasons. And he doesn't want his family going through any more crap. So he's done. He's done.
Really?
Stephanie, I think she made herself the spokesperson.
He is done. However, I'm not done, but I'm not doing this for Chris. I'm doing this for justice.
Hi, Jen.
For the victims. And we have, beyond a reasonable doubt, somebody else was involved. Period. That's it.
Was it that bitch? Was it that bitch?
I don't know. It could be anybody, but the fact of the matter is they need to start an investigation.
Hi, Teresa.
Why is the
Hi, Stacey.
Store opening at 9 a.m. and 12:42 p.m.? And they're going to argue and say, no, it didn't open at 9. But yes, I have the unredacted files. And yes, it did open at 9 a.m. as well as 12:42 p.m. The garage door opened. It was on Shanann's phone and Chris's phone and the Vivint data. You cannot debate the science because it is what it is. Chris apparently was almost 2 hours away.
It's so difficult to sit through this with a straight face. Hi, Vanessa J.
Everybody should want that question answered. End of story. And I've told a million times, and I said you can go all the way back to my very first video on my Facebook group, and I will tell you.
Molly was cracking me up.
Justice for the victims, period. So there's no reason for people to dislike me or hate me, because like I said,
no reason.
Chris isn't doing shit now. He's not doing a thing. But whoever else was involved needs to be brought to justice. End of story. District Attorney Michael Rourke, he needs to keep his oath. Do your job and protect the people of Colorado.
I thought she said District Attorney Michael Rourke needs to keep his hose.
Somebody was in that house. Who and why?
Rourke be like, I got hoes in different area codes.
So, what are your thoughts? Who do you think was at the house?
Oh, I know who I think was in the house, but
Tell
I
me
don't
who
know
you
if it is them. But whoever them is, them wore blue gloves, and there's 2 of them that were tested, which Chris wouldn't wear gloves in his own house. The basement door alert. Chris is out in the truck when the basement opens, and then he pulls away, and it tells him the garage door didn't close when he knows he closed it, according to him. We've got the Starbucks cup in the garbage, and then we got the fingerprints and the footprint on the garbage bag. The garbage bag and the garage door opening with nobody supposed to have been there proves beyond a reasonable doubt somebody was in that house. The day of the murders, the morning of the murders. And that person and anybody else that was involved, whether they were planting evidence or taking evidence or whatever it is they were doing, you can't debate the alerts. Someone was in that house when Chris was an hour and a half away. That garage door opened 2 times. We know where Chris was because he's got a geotab.
Where was he an hour and a half away?
Well, if you read his
By that point, he was
geotab,
at Surrey 1020 or 1010, one of those.
first of all, if you read the geotab that he has, you would know that it was 45 minutes away. Second of all, you would also know that there's no such thing as Survey 1010 and whatever the other one you said. Survey 1010 and Survey whatever. Survey 10, whatever the hell you said. Girl, stop.
Okay, and that's his work.
Yep.
Okay, getting rid
Hi,
of his
Renee.
family.
Yep.
Okay, so
this is what we're led to believe, which is fine. Either way. But somebody was in that house while he was an hour and a half away with his
Can I ask you the obvious question?
Yep.
You said that he doesn't want to put his family through any more of the BS.
Right.
I've noticed, well, then why doesn't he just say who the hell was with him and who was a part of it?
Maybe he has. Maybe he hasn't. Maybe he doesn't know. But like I said, this isn't about Chris. But all the truth is going to come out in the trial with the investigation of who was opening that garage door.
Why is she talking like this? What does this supposed to tell us? Is this like, girl? She's like, skra.
Who wore the blue gloves and who touched that bag that his wife was stuffed into? Anybody, nobody should be arguing with me. Nobody should be saying anything shady about me, because why don't you want justice for Shanann and the kids?
Stop.
I literally just gave you
That's
proof
the oldest trick in the book.
that someone else was there. Chris is charged. Chris is doing his. Chris doesn't want to do the 35C. That's Chris's choice.
Yes, it is. And
But
it's
my
also
goal from day one, and it still is, but people will say, oh, it's this and it's that, when I publicly stated for 2.5 years now.
welcome, Stacey.
Shanann, Bella,
Yay.
Cece, and Niko, they deserve justice.
Oh, yeah. And you're the one that's going to deliver it.
My other question is this. How come the Watts family doesn't either choose or whatever to do interviews like the Rusek family?
Because the Watts are broken and hurt, and they have been bashed and attacked.
Oh, by the way, you might want to stick around tonight because we do have a Watts family member speaking on Tammy, a clip of them speaking on Tammy. So,
And slandered for the last almost 3 years. And they try to not say anything because it doesn't matter what they say, they get attacked. Again, they can't even visit their grandchildren and daughter-in-law at a cemetery because of this. So they had to put a headstone in their backyard garden. Come on.
oh, and before we go any further, if you're easily triggered and easily offended, this is a fair warning. So we're talking about tantrum So there will be controversial topics, and there also will be discussion about the autopsies. So just a fair warning.
Wow.
Right? Everybody deals with
I
grief
mean, it's a
differently.
very messed up
Everybody deals
situation.
with trauma differently. Sandy is now doing a cooking show on Sundays.
What? No.
Yep.
She is a cook, so that I could believe that, but I can't believe
No.
she-
It's out there. It's public. She did Italian Easter bread on Mummy Ramblings last Sunday.
Oh,
And
wow.
and from this Sunday forward, she will be doing a cooking channel on Frankie's YouTube channel.
Good for her.
But you have to remember too, you say the name Rusix, you're at a Kardashian level. You say Watts, you're down on the bottom.
She has some sort
They
of
didn't do anything.
fixation on
And
the
Cindy is
Kardashians
the
as
psycho
well.
This and that. Why? Because the Denver news guy who freaking interviewed her, they edited out and only put up what they wanted. And don't
Not
tell me
true.
they don't do that, because they do it for every goddamn case. The
Oh,
news
so
only
when
tells
it's
you
not a
what
scandal.
is going to get them
Right.
viewers. Okay.
Yes,
For a
Tammy,
year,
they
I
edited
have been Cindy's
a
friend.
freaking
I have
interview.
listened to her cry and felt how broken she is. And then she has to deal with all of this on top of it. And then you have people saying, oh, she didn't love her grandchildren. What? And like I stated, and this is not bashing Shanann, because I am fighting to get that woman the justice she deserves. However, in their relationship, she made sure there were times that Chris's family was not going to be a part of.
That's hilarious. Trauma and true
I
crime.
see somebody did a video. Oh, Chris made his parents bankrupt, blah, 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 blah. How do you
Did
know
he?
that? You don't know. No. It's all lies. All of it. And he's not talking to Heather or anybody else.
Who's
anymore.
Heather?
So if anybody's doing a live stating that they're in communication with Chris, they are blatantly lying just to make money off of these dead children. And that's not okay. But I get bashed and I get attacked and harassed and stalked and beat up. And all of these
man.
things because I'm trying to get Shanann and her babies justice. Like I said, Chris.
Yeah, people love fighting with you on YouTube. They love it. Everyone loves fighting with you on YouTube.
But why are you fighting with me when I'm not doing this for Chris. Chris is going to file the 35C. I had no part in that. However, I do send him the actual information.
Lord.
From like the audios.
Can you imagine the information he gets from Tru Tam? Lord have mercy.
He doesn't have any of the audio tapes. And then every time
I wonder if Chris is passing Tru Tam around to other inmates and they're all like, oh, hell no, dude, what's wrong with you?
somebody manages to get into their circle, they take advantage of it. I can list 5 people off the top of my head right now who are making money off of children that were murdered. Babies.
Oh my God.
And they want to attack me.
Can you be more
What's wrong
dramatic?
With that? Why don't you guys all want justice for Bella and Cece and Niko?
Right.
And Shanann? Shame on you. All not you, but you know what I'm saying.
No.
Like how do they sleep at night? For me, like I said, Cindy's my friend.
Like I
Cindy's
said.
wonderful, loving. Find me one picture anywhere or video where Cindy and
Jen
Robbie
Lou.
are being wonderful with their grandchildren. Find me one.
No one's even arguing.
Of another family member.
Oh, shut up. Oh my God.
And like I said, why is
Like
some
I
lady in
said.
Canada doing everything she can to get them? Like I said, you
Like
cannot
I said.
debate the garage door opening and closing. That is science. You cannot debate the fact that the fingerprints and the footprints on the garbage bag Shanann was inside of.
Wait a minute. You weren't done answering your self in third person about why a lady from Canada, because that's what we're all wondering essentially.
And they don't match her, and they don't match Chris.
So he's not going to try and get out of
Hi,
prison. He's not going to
Archimedes.
try and do anything. He's just going to sit
want
right.
to be left alone.
Hi,
They
Desiree.
want to heal. They want to move forward, because every person except me has screwed them in one way or another, broke their trust, hurt them.
This Watts family?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Carolyn.
I said it from day one, and I'll say it
A lot
today.
more.
I knew
It's going to be a long,
a year ago when I spoke to her that
tumultuous
KK was no good,
live.
and I know it in my gut.
It's going to be a roller coaster of emotions. It will be I don't know what to call it. A roller coaster of emotions.
That woman is related to NK. She was put there for a reason.
Well, do you think that maybe you're a little biased?
By following facts from Shanann, Bella, Cece,
Molly.
how am I biased?
Boom.
No,
This has nothing to do with Chris, Cindy, Ronnie, Jamie, anybody.
It doesn't?
How does it? If Chris doesn't want to fight for himself, that's his business. I'm fighting for the people that were murdered with evidence that proves somebody else was there. Chris was already an hour and a half away, and it can't be Shanann and the kids, because remember, they're dead. They're already buried and disposed of. So who's opening the garage door? Who is inside the house?
Where is she? Oh, there she is.
That's not bias.
Lassie.
Again, this is for Shanann, Bella, Cece, and Niko, and you can't argue it. It's
Stephanie, I hope tonight some of your
fingerprint,
questions
and
will be
the
answered.
person that they belong to are not in the system. By the time they ran those prints, Chris's and Shanann's were in the system, because he was charged and she was accused. I came to you personally and I said, Molly, look, we got 8 fingerprints and a footprint on this garbage bag, and the doors opening and closing 2 times when the killer's nowhere around.
And
aren't you going to want to know? Because for me, I'm sorry, I'd be killing everybody involved.
Damn, girl.
I would want to know who vomited on the top of the tanks. I want to know who wore the blue neutral gloves, who drank the Starbucks cup, who friggin' opened and closed the garage door, and
it was North Korea.
And who put the garbage bag on Shanann's head. I will be starting a petition in the next couple of days to the governor of Colorado. I will be phoning the FBI on Monday with this. And if you look on the FBI site, it states if you come to them with anything, even if it's circumstantial, it then gives them the right. Their hands are untied from work, and they can do the investigation. Because, like I said, Chris, the monster, can't open and close a garage when he's an hour and a half away. And I'm sorry, but shouldn't it be his fingerprints and footprint on the garbage bag?
Jersey Girl says, do the Watts believe North Korea was involved?
Yes.
Oh.
Really? In what way?
I don't, well, I wouldn't discuss that part, but they do believe that somehow, some way, she was involved.
Cindy Watts, if you're watching this, can you answer that question and tell Tru Tam?
But again, like I said, other than whoever put that bag on her head.
And who do you believe that was?
Chris Watts.
North Korea.
Oh my God.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, for fuck's
sake. And a little gang of minions.
Oh, a gang of minions.
So it was kind of like a...
there were a lot of players in this.
Even my mom is behind me making
anybody that was involved in this.
It's hard to believe it was some sort of Charles Manson type.
Right?
Thing.
Come on, Molly, tell her.
I don't think it's a cult thing or anything of the like. I think Shanann somehow, some way crossed the wrong people in her past. Because again, I had nothing to do with Chris or his 35C, other than information I give him that I find that he doesn't have access to. Same with Cindy and Ronnie. I don't.
Since she has
I give them information.
Oh, remember that, please? She says she gives them information. So at one point that contradicts everything else she says, that I never talk about the case. I never talk about the case with them.
Yeah. Chris doesn't want to fight. That's fine. That's Chris's choice. But like I said, others were involved, and Rourke needs to do something.
She wouldn't last 3 minutes with CK.
I believe that it is totally over.
No, it's not over.
I really.
There's no over with murders. I can prove to them so they can investigate and take all the results from the evidence that are in all the databases of the research places or whatever. Because Rourke makes whatever saying he could destroy all the evidence after 1 year. Well, I don't care if you got the garbage bag because the fingerprints are still scanned in the system.
What?
So let's find out who put that garbage bag on Shanann's head.
Chris Watts.
Let's find out who killed those babies.
Chris Watts.
I believe it was him.
Either way, somebody else is involved. Who opened the garage door? Pieces of people. Look at the friggin' bridge killer guy. The guy's almost dead. And he's still in prison for what he did 20, 30 years ago. But they got him.
What? So she's saying because he's almost quote unquote dead and he killed people 20, 30 years ago, they should have just let him go. It was a long time ago. I mean, come on.
Have you ever been interested in a case before or involved in a case other than you? Oh, so you have.
Oh, she has experience.
How many?
Steve Avery, Brendan Dassey, and Daniel Holtzclaw. And in the last 6 months, dipping into, not completely into, but the Scott Peterson stuff.
What does that mean? Dipping completely into, but not completely into the Scott Peterson case. Well, lucky Scott. Watch out, because you got a tough one coming.
And look at that. Look at that. He got taken off death row almost 25 years later.
That's insane.
Okay. So people, you
can't
be brought up and they can't be brought up on charges. Bullshit.
No, I know.
Like I said, Chris is an hour and a half away. And if it was Nicole Atkinson, why?
Oh, really? Trauma.
Well, then you want to know something? Then he's gotta.
Well, come on. It's not hard to get involved with the Avery family. Like literally, I lived in Wisconsin, and as a true crime fan, yes, I did go out to the Avery Ranch, and it's rural Wisconsin, and people, they're country people. His parents are old, as you can see in the documentaries. They don't like, I wouldn't consider them to really, be capable. They're vulnerable, just like the Watts family. So of course she was involved. It doesn't surprise me. But let's see if she's going to be involved with the Peterson family. And so on. But yeah, the Avery family, they're vulnerable. So of course, because this type of behavior that she's exhibiting is predatory and dangerous, which is why I'm doing this.
He doesn't have to do anything.
Well, then we're never going to find out if he doesn't speak.
He doesn't need to, because anytime he's tried to, people have lied. And
people have lied.
And,
Wait, what? She just said that anytime, what? Chris talked, his words were twisted. All right.
Charged with plagiarizing.
Yeah.
We matched up. Chris never once in that.
I do agree about copycat Cadle, as you know.
Letter, it's out there online. I have it in my group. His letter and the page where she wrote about Nikki being in dark things, Chris never said that in his letter. That was plagiarizing Cadle.
What?
Blah, blah, blah. Like, look at the money that Kim Kaufman's making, and she was asked months ago to stop.
So were you.
Stop. Sorry, my garage door opened.
Okay, I have been going back in my text message log, and I don't know if I said this last time. I'm pretty sure I did, but I have at least 2 messages from Jamie where she's telling me that she has asked Tammy specifically to stop and that she just wouldn't. Eventually, the last message from Jamie about this is, I've asked her 4 times. She refuses. I don't know what else to do. So you've been asked too.
And she's still
Speaking of garage doors.
yeah, that's my garage door.
Agreed, Dawn.
Because like I said, Chris is done. He doesn't want to fight. That's fine. That's his decision.
Oh yeah. You're gonna contact the FBI and
On Monday.
yeah.
And I'm starting
Molly.
to get the petition typed up over the weekend to go to the governor.
Mhm.
And I'm not specifically saying
I agree.
I'm saying we are demanding that an investigation gets done to find out who put Shanann in the garbage bag, who was opening the garage door.
They already did that. Okay, so that was that video. Now I'm going to start the presentation. Eventually, hopefully, Mama Bear will join. But until then, oh yeah, I should probably add it to the screen. All right. She's starting to scare me. I may have to come see her for help. All right. Okay. So her case knowledge. Let's just go through this. So she says she can scientifically prove Chris couldn't have done this alone. Shanann being in full rigor at midnight Wednesday means she was killed after Monday. And in the words of Agent Kopak, you cannot debate science. I'm not going to be able to read chat a lot because I'm going to be looking at this, but I'll try to make little pauses. And I'm also expecting... We've been getting a lot of requests to roast Tru Tam. And tonight, Jen Lu will be joining us as well, I think. I didn't see if she said yes, but we invited her anyways. So yeah, it's been a busy day, as you can imagine. Okay, next, Shanann died Tuesday. This is another one from Molly Go Lightly. So if Chris didn't do it, if Shanann didn't do it, then who did it?
Personal friend on here.
Yep.
Let me know if you can hear it.
That Shanann hurt them. What do you think of that?
No, I can tell you right now without a shadow of a doubt. And the reason I can tell you that is 100% neither Chris nor Shanann killed Bella. That girl, little girl, she fought hard. She bit through her tongue 3 times and her frenulum, but yet Shanann nor Chris have any defense wounds on their hands. So that's right there. Shanann never touched those babies. Not that I ever thought she would, but right there tells you if Shanann did, because it wasn't a blanket and it wasn't strangulation, what I assume it is hand over their little nose and mouth. So, like I said, Bella fought for her little life. But yet Shanann has no marks on her hands, and neither does Chris.
Hi, Mama Bear. So, hi. So basically, we just listened to the clip where she said that Chris and Shanann didn't kill the girls because of Bella's injuries. And later we see a comment here where she says she guarantees that Jim would have bite marks on him. So this woman is ready to stand up before God and everybody and say that Chris Watts had nothing to do with the murder of his family, but Jim, whom she's never even heard from or seen or heard his side of the story or anything like that, she can scientifically prove that So next. Wait, yeah. Okay, so this is the first thing that we're going to go into. So she says nothing states that the girls were in fact in the tanks as he marked them. Okay, so let's look at the scene. So this is survey 319, and this aerial shot was taken during the recovery process because we can see the tankers here. And the reason why I included this picture is because it gives us the orientation of north. This is the east tank, and this is the west tank. Okay. So I added the red, but this is the original photo where Chris marked the bodies. And he said that Bella is in the west tank and Cece was in the east tank. And this is from Troy McCoy also. And Troy McCoy on the 17th marked the C here where Chris was parked that morning. So an eyewitness puts him right here. As going back to the first one, you see where the grave is. So, and he was right there, if you compare them. So what more? Okay, do you need? Let's keep going. So now I'm going to read this report. This is from the Colorado State Patrol. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to just read parts that I highlighted that I thought were relevant to her claim that he didn't know where the bodies were. Okay, so the report says investigators had reason to believe that wait, maybe I can add this screen on as well. God, here we go. Yeah, no, I can't. I'll just read this and I'm not going to mess with this other thing. All right. Investigators had reason to believe that 2 of the missing persons were deceased and dumped in 2 400-barrel crude oil tanks on an Anadarko Petroleum drill site. We were asked to meet CBI agents at 7:30 hours on the north side of Rogan exit on I-76. I responded to Rogan and met with Sergeant Armstrong and Trooper Ted Bandy at 7:30. So then later on in the report, he goes on to say, while the first crude tank was being offloaded, Trooper Bandy, Reeder, and I put rope handles on 2 containment pools. We anticipated the bodies to be covered in crude oil, and we were going to use the pools to put each body in once recovered. Wiggins fire personnel arrived on scene, and we staged a pumper truck to the north where the recovery would take place. And then later on, he says that they went in. Let's see. Okay, so the first tank was emptied enough to start opening the rear manway to the tank. Let me just see which one. Oh, yeah. The east tank was first. So let's just go back. I'm going to leave this up so that we can see. Let me leave this one up. Yeah. So the east tank was first. All right. So the Colorado State Patrol responders, they went inside of the first tank, the east tank. They went inside at 15:41 hours. That's 3:41 p.m. And they found a body face down on the south side of the tank with the head facing west. It appeared to be a small female child. Trooper Reeder grasped the upper portion of her right arm to turn her over. Trooper Reeder then lifted her by both upper arms as I held her right leg. Trooper Reeder held her left arm and left leg as we moved the body towards the manway. Trooper Bandy grasped the left wrist and shoulder area as Sergeant Armstrong did the same thing on the right side. As the victim was passed through the manway, her left hand was degloved. Trooper Bandy and Sergeant Armstrong continued to support her body as she was placed into a containment pool. Joey Weiner with Weld County Coroner's Office was on scene and took control of the recovered body. The first victim was then placed into a body bag and taken to the Weld County Coroner's vehicle. The second tank to the west had less crude oil in it and was pumped off quicker than the first tank. Sergeant Armstrong told me he could see another body when he looked through the hatch that appeared to be face up on the south side of the tank. So this is once they emptied the tank. Trooper Reeder and I went inside of the tank at 17:53. That's 5:53 p.m. They went inside. I walked over and could see a small child's body face up. I grabbed her right arm near the wrist area and moved her towards the manway. At this point, Trooper Reeder was able to secure her left arm and left leg. Trooper Reeder and I then passed the body through the manway. Trooper Bandy grasped the left wrist and shoulder area as Sergeant did the same on the other side. The other side, where am I? As the victim was passed through the manway, Trooper Bandy and Sergeant continued to support her body as she was placed into a containment pool. During this extraction, there was some skin slippage where we had to touch the victim's body. There was also some skin on the plywood where her back made contact. The body was turned over to Weld County Coroner. Sergeant Armstrong continued to monitor the second victim using 4-gas monitor as Weld County Coroner and pathologists attempted to remove the crude oil, utilizing several oil-absorbent pads. The second victim was then placed into a body bag and taken to the Weld County Coroner's vehicle. And they went offline at 17:56. So that's 5:56 p.m. And the scene was cleared at 18:45 hours. So that's 6:45 p.m. So that's that report. This is a photo that was in Discovery of the recovery of the bodies. On the side, you can see what they refer to as the containment pools. And you can see that there is what looks like crude oil in there. So that leads me to conclude that they indeed did find the bodies in the tanks as Chris marked them. In addition, all these people were at the scene that day. During the whole scenario, all of these people witnessed and wrote reports as part of their professional duties that they've been trained in. Most of their lives have written reports, one of which I just read. And as many law enforcement agents as you see on here, all of them wrote reports. So you can read every single account that they wrote. And all of these people, you're going to tell them that there were no bodies, that they were wrong, that Chris didn't know where the bodies were. I urge you, this isn't about Rourke now, Tammy. This is not just about calling out Rourke. You're telling all of these people that they did what? Covered something up? Done. So that was the body location thing. I'm going to look at chat now for a second, and then we're going to move on. But any questions, Comments, Mama Bear, what did I miss something, forget something? What do you have to say?
No, I'm just listening. She sent me on that. I don't even know. I was hoping I didn't fall asleep, waiting for Caleb to fall asleep. When you were playing her, I was like, oh my God, stay awake here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think, I mean, this is self-explanatory. So let's see the next one. Yeah, so this is Chris's innocent claims.
When I look at this case, it doesn't matter who it is in this case, because let me tell you, I have tried everything to make it look like Chris did this. Sure. And I can't. You know, I have a list that I wanted.
All right. Dude, I love this.
Stated it for 2.5 years.
Oh, this is, sorry. This is from her live. Oh, perfect time for a screenshot, guys. Let me make her bigger so you can take your screenshot. Oh, that didn't really help, but this is from the other day where she responded to our live by quote unquote not responding to our live. So
have tried to make that man guilty physically with proof. Okay? And I can't.
Sorry, I have to replay that.
And I can't. And I can't. And I can't.
Sorry. That was for Teresa. All right. So she said, I've been trying to prove to them with evidence that Chris is completely innocent, and if they ever accept his innocence, which would be accept, I pray that day comes soon. But I completely understand not wanting false hope, but that is not the case here. So I think this is someone commenting on her saying that she's friends with the Watts or whatever, right? And that she's giving them false hope, which she is. Mm-hmm. So she's saying Chris had nothing to do with this. This was revenge kill, right? So NK, Jim. So far we have NK, Jim. Who else? All those law enforcement people. Okay, let's keep going.
Troy, Cody.
Mm-hmm. Food for thought. What I don't understand is why people don't use their common sense and think, why don't these men who have been loving, caring, and wonderful men just leave instead of slaughtering their loved ones? The same men who couldn't hurt a fly, who once they've annihilated their loved ones, once seemingly, I'm already lost, and simply go right back to who they were right before, ? Now, if you actually do research and actually think logically with common sense, maybe then all of your unanswered questions can and will be answered. No one just snaps and returns to normal. So ask yourself why. Is it shady law enforcement? Was the case mishandled? Or is it the shady district attorney? Because trust me, this happens every single day, all the way up to Supreme Court judges. Quit allowing the media and society to dictate for you. We were all given a brain to think for ourselves, so quit wasting it. Remember, you and your families could just as easily be the next Scott Peterson or Chris Watts. All right. Okay, this is claim number 2.
No, if you look at, you got to think about personalities. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with the man, but how can all these doctors judge him when nobody's even met him? True.
Based on the hours upon hours upon hours of videotaped interviews going thoroughly through his background history, how about interviews with friends and family? How about interviews with his ex-girlfriend? How about what his parents have told people about him? Yeah, keep going.
True. I'm sorry, but any doctor out there or counselor or anything of the like, if they're diagnosing me.
Oh, no one's diagnosing you, honey. Don't even worry about it. Don't trip.
By videos?
Right. Me too, yeah.
What kind of doctor are you? Did you get
Right.
out of a crack protect box?
Right. We'd all look pretty nuts for what we do.
Please go to Chris, make an appointment, and assess him medically. Don't
Medically?
Because this is what you do. You've never met him.
Service
Now,
his
do you have
motherboard.
any,
Huh?
I said service his motherboard.
do you know if they've done an assessment up to this point? Have they given him a
Oh, yeah.
No. Okay.
All they
Wow.
did was the entrance assessment, which Chris tells you was like math and stuff to figure out what job they
Math and
for in the
stuff.
prison later on.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, she said math and stuff. Hold on. Keep going.
That's it. That's the
Well,
only
that's
assessment.
insane. They have not done a mental evaluation yet.
Nope.
I would have done that right away, if for nothing else than just to make
They
a
even
case
had
study
him
out
on
of him.
suicide watch,
They did, right.
but yet
Mm,
he still never saw a doctor.
wrong. They didn't have him on suicide watch. They had him in protection. That's
I don't understand that. I mean, and we're sure that he hasn't up to this point seen any kind of a mental health professional or
Yeah,
okay.
nothing.
Okay.
He's been
Wow.
given nothing.
okay. If you watch my video on Chris Watts' psychological evaluation question, I specifically addressed this part. Here's a screenshot from the report that Tammy wrote up after the Wisconsin interview with regards to how Watts was doing mentally. He didn't know he was going to Dodge. When he was at the Denver Reception Diagnostic Center, hint, hint, Diagnostic Center, he was put through the ringer. He took 11 separate tests to figure out his IQ. And just because I didn't get, my experience from a Cracker Jack box, I know that an IQ test consists of 10 core tests with 5 supplemental tests. Typically, people don't, what do you call it? Don't use those supplemental tests unless you want to answer a specific question about something. But just for a regular assessment to get someone's IQ, it's 10 tests that are, watch the video and educate yourself. And the 11th test would have been a true false or fill out bubble sheet kind of personality assessment. So those are like the two basic things that any evaluation kind of consists of. You need an IQ test to know whether or not this person can process, comprehend information, how they comprehend information, so on and so forth. And you want to have a general idea of their personality functioning to determine what you're dealing with. And that's exactly what was done. So next. Okay. This is going to be a long one. I'm actually concerned for Rourke, and this is no bullshit.
She's inciting some hate on him.
I reached out to Rourke for comment. I haven't heard back, but I felt that as my personal values and what I felt when I saw and heard what this woman is saying, it didn't feel right. It didn't sit right with me. And even though, look, he's a freaking DA, he probably knows what's going on. She doesn't hide it, obviously. So it's not like he's unaware, but still, this just doesn't sit right with me. So,
Oh, also, if by chance you have Twitter, please join me in my Twitter war. And please make sure any concerns you have about this case, you make sure you tweet and tag in DA Michael Rourke, the governor, the news stations, and just ask your questions like I am, you know? Like, why are you letting murderers walk around free? Knowingly letting them walk around free? When you took an oath to protect the people of Colorado. So I'm going to assume a lot of people are still sleeping, but let me give you a couple of my favorite highlights from the Netflix special.
no thanks. Next, she's tweeting, I don't even know, Discovery Plus, really need your help. An innocent man is serving time while the real murderer walks free. We saw these in the last one. This is a comment that she left under Truth Talks Media. That's such. Oh, thank you, Heather. Whatever. Jesus. Let me take a breath. Ooh. All right. Okay. So this is under Truth Talk Media's video where they did an interview with the Lindstroms. So that's on YouTube. And Tammy commented on that video and said, I've been investigating this case for over a year. Would really love to give you more information. Things are not what DA Rourke claimed at all. I have inside information. And she received a response. Please contact our producer Chad, at cj@truthtalks.com. We would love to hear what you have to say and what information you may have to share. So what I did is I contacted Chad at Truth Talks Media and asked him if they ever heard from Tru Tam. And he said, thank you for emailing us. To date, we have not heard anything from her. So once again, all talk, no follow-up. The mouth and the ass don't match, Tammy. The mouth and the ass don't match. She's saying, I myself am trying to free an innocent man from prison and get real justice. Hey, Real, here's a shout out for you. For the beautiful pregnant woman and her 2 daughters, because Michael D.A. Rourke, whatever, refuses to do the job he's paid to do and uphold the oath he took. Another what if he didn't do it. Michael Rourke not upholding the oath he took, a mistress with way more evidence than the accused. The list goes on. The justice system is not broken. It's a joke. Zellner law. Make no wonder exonerations are your specialty. Girl, she tweeted Kathleen Zellner. You think she got a response, Mama Bear?
No. No. Not a chance.
Hashtag truth always comes out. Hashtag justice for Shanann, Bella, Cece, Niko. Hashtag why are you hiding, Nicole Kessinger? Chris Watts was sentenced to 5 life sentences for murdering his family. But what if he didn't do it? Join us. Chris Watts really happened. Nothing is as it seems. Would love to, I don't know where the hell we picked this one up from. Would love to chat with you. I'm starting a campaign to stop Rourke from getting voted back in. It is time for him to earn his paycheck and uphold the oath he took to protect the citizens of Colorado. He knowingly is allowing murderers to walk free. Hey, Rourke, why is Nicole Atkinson wearing Shanann's Apple Watch Tuesday morning? when the cadaver teams arrive, yet she owns an android. So then we saw this one. She's pestering him under his tweets. This is the really disturbing one where I think we've played it last time, but we're going to play it again because I think it is dangerous. This is like level of terrorism.
The good thing about the call, like, it was a pretty fucking see you next Tuesday move, because it could cause Chris to lose his phone privileges. And if it does, I'm telling you, I will light the courthouse on fire. Somehow.
Ooh.
I can't. Like, this is psycho to me.
It's not normal. That's for damn
And if
sure.
it does, I'm telling you, I will light the courthouse on fire.
Like, people,
Somehow.
don't people get arrested for this shit? Isn't there another YouTuber who's getting harassed the shit out of her for something like this?
Yeah, I don't know how that works without being a citizen of that country, if that is considered a terroristic threat or I don't even know. It's crazy.
Teresa, thank you. Teresa says, in case anyone is interested, Chris did not lose his phone privileges, so the courthouse is safe. Mark safe from a tantrum. This is a meme that I made when Tammy was harassing Amanda Purcell of the Frederick Police Department, talking about that, you know, whatever, that I was scamming people for quote unquote missing files. Let's keep going. Hi, Angela. Welcome to the crazy house. No, this is actually the sanest place on Watts Island. One of the sanest places on Watts Island, I would say.
Definitely one of the funnest.
For sure. All right, let's see what she says about her work. Oh, crap. Now this thing is in my way. I can't press play. Hold on. All right.
But to watch my work now being done, right? I'm the only person that's ever broke down everything and ripped it apart. Everybody else takes one thing and then blows fire with it, you know? So as I said, I am working on it. I don't know how many people will be happy about it, but the truth is going to go out there.
Okay. Next exhibit.
They want to mock me. They want to make fun of me. They want to this. They want to that. But the funny part is anything in the case that they talk about was my work. So, do you?
I needed to light a cigarette for this. Did you hear this, Teresa? Did you hear what this lady said? All right, let's keep going. Her work. This is me saying, clearly, I am nothing without her.
You know, and the thing of it is
Clearly.
I'm the one that helps Dr. B make money on her channel.
Oh.
Big Pharma hates pot. That's right.
Big Pharma hates pot. That is right. But I guess she's trying to say that she's helping me make money on my channel because, what, I'm stealing her work? Mama Bear?
I guess so. Like, she's freaking delusional. What work has she done? Is my question.
Exactly.
She listened to it.
That's
She
what I want to
listened
know.
to audio interviews. That's it.
Well, here's my experience. I'm going to share my experience with her in the very beginning. I did watch one of her lives where I don't know if still, I don't even know. I'm not in her group, but I did tune into one of her lives after she reached out to me because I was like, well, let me see what she's talking about. And I had a difficult time following along because, for one, I have ADD. Like, I need to stay on point. But what I gathered from it was mostly just her smoking in her garage, smoking weed, and explaining why she's smoking weed and why that's okay, and why we should all be okay with her smoking weed because it's medical and she has a prescription and she's prescribed it, blah, blah, blah. You know, but I'm not sure how that prescription stuff works, but I'm pretty sure it's not prescribed, you know, whenever the fuck you feel like it during a live, getting stoned for no apparent reason, dancing, you know, talking lunacy. I don't think, you know, I don't know. I might see that a little bit deceiving.
But like I said, I love the block button. So maybe I have to unblock her to get her in a live to then block her.
Yeah, that's about you.
Because I have her blocked on YouTube. So that's why I didn't see that she was here saying anything until I saw Faith say something about at Mama Bear, and I'm like, whoa, what is she doing here? Not welcome. And that's all they do. They just come in to start bullshit. You're behind on them? Oh, they just started stalking and following me. She's actually the butt plug to another YouTube creator who
I love this.
doesn't like me for some weird reason. I don't know why. I've never done anything to her, but yeah. It does go in politicians' pockets. And not that I ever think that this channel would be monetized. Yeah, that's Ali Flaro. I've nicknamed her butt plug to Dr. B.
Oh my God. How infantile is that?
Well, to be fair, can I say what I've nicknamed her?
Go ahead. All right.
They feel better now than what they were an hour ago, 45 minutes ago. I know I do here, and I do here. Oh, and if you're watching, I'd like to say hi to my #1 fan, Mama Bear, because I know she watches.
So if you go back and listen to any video she's ever done, you will see that she does this in every single one of her videos. Like, she can't go anywhere without mentioning Mama Bear. Like, she's obsessed with you.
Watches.
Like, obsessed.
It's unhealthy.
So I just want to say hi. In case anybody missed it, it's Mama Bear, aka Ali Flaro, aka Ali Roo. Yeah, my #1 fan.
Oh yeah, this is her reaction to our first live.
You never watched her channel? Oh well, you're not missing out on anything, that's for sure. She's Armchair Detectives insider, the person that is here, something about a unicorn, True Psych Word, Dr. B, or Natasha. She's got all these different personas.
I sure do, bitch.
You know, and I've got screenshots of all these people. You know, I don't understand what their deal is.
While I make some shit up.
And to me, it's hilarious because if you go to their channels, they're all about no bullying and no this and no, you know, we're against this and that. Well, what the fuck are you doing? You did a
calling you out
video about me.
3 hours.
Yeah, can you please correct the record, Mama Bear?
3 hours, Tammy. It was 3 hours, not 3.5.
Thank you.
Natasha. she's got all these different,
Okay, hold on.
you know, and I've got screenshots of all these people. You know, I don't understand what their deal is. And it's, to me, it's hilarious because if you go to their channels, they're all about no bullying.
Oh wait, that was it. Sorry. Next. Oh yeah, murder.
Right. So what if that video, okay, what if I wasn't strong that day? Right? What if I wasn't? I have publicly stated that 3 times my depression has brought me to the point of suicide, okay? But what if that video triggered it? What if I'd committed suicide over that? Well, then I guess True Psych Ward and Mama Bear would have been up on murder.
Murder.
Not how that works, Tammy.
But I'm the asshole.
Yeah.
You are.
Next exhibit, please.
What if I was not strong enough and I killed myself? What if my depression hits a low again due to weather or whatever the reason is,
That's not how depression works.
and that starts affecting me?
Oh my God.
Well, all of you have seen this video, so you know who.
Hold on. There's nothing more than that triggers me than people talking about mental health that have no idea about mental health. Shut the fuck up.
should be charged
Yeah.
to people with murder, because that's exactly what it is. Mental health matters. Okay?
Shut up.
You need to fucking think before you speak or you type, because you don't know what somebody else is going through that day. And then you're going to go around, especially, and call yourself
Bro.
a doctor of
Hold on. We have to see this. We have to see this. Bad intruder. Oh, it's not sharing that one. Oh, actually, no, I'm not going to play it.
any sort.
Stop.
And this is how you treat people?
Sorry.
Wow.
Wow.
You know, I've been accused of fucking calling her work and looking up her credentials, and I don't give a fuck. I don't care about you. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what you did. But if you're
Clearly.
lying, I'm going to call you on it. And if you treat somebody that I care about like shit, I'm coming at you. And I'm coming at you fucking swinging. Purple mask dance and all, okay? None of those people have any right to do. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry, Shanann. You know, like, you have a platform. You have a responsibility.
So do you.
You know? Oh my God, Cassie.
See you later,
I'm
Rochelle.
swearing like a trucker. I am so sorry.
Hi, the glare. Welcome. You're looking at a Watts Fanatic.
But it's so disheartening. Like I said, one of the Q2 creator channels calls herself a doctor.
That's right,
I'm
bitch.
scaring you. I'm sorry, Laura. She's my pretty stars, though, aren't they pretty?
She's scaring her own goddamn
But
view.
like I said,
Oh my God, let me rewind that.
if so disheartening. Like I said, one of the Q2 creator channels calls herself a doctor. I'm scaring you. Do you see my pretty stars, though, aren't they pretty?
I am done.
But like I said, if there was something going on, okay, let's just say there was a tragedy.
Okay. Okay.
They're the first ones that are going to jump in.
What are you talking about? What is she talking about?
That's right. That's right, Rose. This is my True Psych Ward. I'm going to put that in this after when I'm done the live. True Psych Ward.
Mm-hmm.
Her video about True Scam, who makes no money
Mm-hmm.
anywhere.
No. Next exhibit, please.
Thank you, Mari. Oh. Yeah, no, we need to stop this bullying across the board because it's nothing but bullshit. I'm sorry, it's bullshit. Clearly mean girls, that's right, Brooke, that have nothing better to do with their lives or their time. Well, true side court, at least I've got a husband and I've got children and a grandchild and I have people that actually love me. So.
Pop that pill, baby.
Chug, chug.
Excuse me.
You're excused.
But no, this channel here is for love and compassion. I am interested in a case. I am friends with Cindy Watts. I should not have to prove who I'm friends with. I am Vero. Yeah, no, I'm me. They can't do shit to me. They mean nothing to me. And like I said, they want to do shit like that. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Like I said.
Oh, is that the same one? No.
There are way too many things that are way more important to me than two dumb bitches on YouTube.
That would be us, Mama.
The abusers.
Yeah. Stephanie, welcome. Oh, that's me. My comment. Call me Ray J. Why, you ask?
For my, you know what? Let's call Dr. B's video about me my Kim Kardashian sex tape.
Well, yeah. Tammy, call this part 2 because I'm about to fuck your mind.
And she says that Shanann finally has a voice. But the funny thing is I'm her voice.
And then the next one is, this is when the Mama Bear, give us the intro. This was in Mia's live, and she was accusing Anna, correct, of leaking the call.
Yeah, of leaking the call with Mark and Jay and all them, and she's sitting there calling Anna a Jezebel and everything else. And I'm trying to tell her for a long while in the chat, like, you know, Mia, don't let this continue, because Jay at this point has already freaking admitted it. And we already know from Anna that she was devastated that this had come out, and she was already getting death threats, and it was insane. And Tammy was just not even willing to listen. She couldn't understand it, so it couldn't be.
Barbara. All right. Well, this is the face-off, quote unquote, where Mama Bear.
Yeah, where she said, when she went up on Save Robbie's live and said that I called in and screamed and screamed and screamed at her. Yeah, because as a mod for Mia, I have her channel as my interest here, so you can't.
And you're a mod.
Around, like you can't be going around implicating people and shit that they didn't do. Right.
So let's listen to that exchange. So you can be your own judges. This is the next exhibit.
Oh, I'm through shoes. I'm sorry.
Oh, good. My biggest fan.
That face, though.
Okay, there you.
Hi.
Hi, Alan. Welcome.
I just want to be clear that it was not Anna who released that call.
So how did Jay get it? Was she sitting in her living room?
Jay reported it. Jay, I don't need to explain to you how she did it,
Well,
but she is on live right now. Tammy, let me speak. She is on live right now and has even admitted to recording it and how she got the recording, and that she listened in on another call before that. Okay, there's no proof that Anna released it.
How did you do that?
She was on
the call and she hit record. It's not that hard, and you're gonna get Mia a freaking strike for implicating Anna when it wasn't her. You might not be a YouTuber, but you are. You have a YouTube
Oh my
account, and you are
God.
on YouTube, and it's clear that you don't give
Okay, first of all, I have to. This is not bullying. This is dangerous. This woman is becoming unhinged, and she needs to be like, victims need to be warned. Like, beware victims. That's
Look,
what I'm
and
doing.
this woman has gone around on every channel that will have her to spew bullshit about me and us, and I am done with her.
Hmm.
I will not be trapped into going up on panels to defend myself from her lies. And this is, did you not hear her call me a fucking butt plug? And you're gonna
Yeah.
sit there and call, like, and say that nobody loves you? Like, give me a break. Go to her channel if you want all that love and support bullshit, because here we're fed up. And this is our way of venting.
Boom.
but you don't give a shit about anybody else's channel.
Oh, is that right?
You are not a YouTuber. You do not know what saying that this was Anna implicating her in a criminal offense will do to Mia's channel. Hang up, get your facts straight,
Allie,
and
you're
then...
not the boss of me. Why don't you tell everybody why you've been harassing me for 6
Okay,
months?
Mia,
Oh, here we
I'm
go.
sorry, but
That's
you
what
can
she
remove
resorts
me as a
to.
mod because I do not want my name associated with slander, and I don't want to be involved in this whatsoever. Like,
I don't.
when this comes out that Tammy is wrong, I do not want to be associated with this whatsoever.
Then why did you call
Jay
me?
recorded it. Jay released it. The family is upset with Jay, not Anna.
Get into the facts that I was going to anyway. So, and I'll be pulling them up in
Okay,
like
bye,
a couple
Gina.
seconds. But you know, I wanted Allie to be able.
I don't agree. I don't agree, Gina.
I really don't know what was going on. I swear to God.
No, Jay even admits it on live. She is live right now, and she admits it. We have screenshots. We have the proof that it was Jay that recorded it, and she recorded it illegally, and she released it illegally, and this isn't a blessing. It's not. I don't care what anybody says. We want justice, and we want it done properly. No.
We're literally playing clips of her appearing live publicly, herself speaking. This is her behavior. If that behavior offends you, then you need to take that up with Tammy. I'm sorry. But yeah, she's offensive. She's an offensive person. She offends me.
This is what we wanted to hear. Yes, this is what we all knew was coming. But this is not the way that it's done properly. And throwing other people under the bus who didn't. You can't just throw people under the bus with no proof.
Jay recorded the call, Kathy and Q. Just said.
Jay recorded the call.
So Jay couldn't possibly be covering.
Why would she implicate herself in a crime? Either way, I'm done. Mia, I love you, I respect you, and I don't want to see this happen to your channel. And
please don't leave. You're great. I like
the only reason I came on was to say that what happened to the Watts was
I'm just glad that this is coming up.
Anna's call, however Jay got it, whatever it is, I don't give a shit. The point is,
So stop giving out wrong information.
And they've been screwed over by enough and talked shit about enough. And that's it.
Yeah, so I don't know how you coming on here saying Cindy told me it was Anna is helping the family. Yes, you did. You said that you just got off the phone with Cindy. You just got off the phone with Cindy.
That, but I never said Cindy said it was Anna. I said it was Anna.
You implied that Cindy told you that it was Anna.
I implied. That's not what I said, Allie.
So then how do you know it was Anna?
Anna did not know Jay was recording the call. I'm getting that message right now.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Anna did not know.
How does that happen? Was there a four-way call?
Just because you can't understand it doesn't make it fact.
And Jim Madison,
Boom.
everything
Allie, all you've ever been is
she's gonna make it legal. I do believe that. Yeah.
All right, next exhibit. So let's address the Watts friend thing. So let's hear her comment on that. Oh, this one doesn't have sound. Sorry.
Love that. No, but I will not discuss the Watts case on YouTube.
Okay.
I do not want anybody, and it was even said last week when I said I talked to Cindy and Ronnie. I talk to Cindy every day.
Aw.
I just hung up with Cindy because Cindy watched a video that was put up on YouTube the other day and called me bawling.
What? Oh my gosh.
So
I'm
I said,
sorry.
I said, please do me one promise. She said, what's that? Anything. I said, please stop watching those videos.
They need to. Both families do need to stop.
Okay. Next. Day.
Question, have you spoken to Cindy? I speak to Cindy regularly, yes.
I would wish if you'd be open to doing an interview to tell the truth, if you would tell the truth once and for all, but you don't think you would, right? I mean, you don't think you'd be able to. Even
all
at
I
this
can
point.
say as far as that is I'm working on it.
Good. Okay.
Sorry,
good. Aw,
Carolyn.
yeah.
We're about to
Yeah,
get in the
um,
evidence part too.
I've made a really good connection with Cindy Watts.
Aw.
She is an amazing lady. And again, this is
Yes.
not about helping her get her son out of prison.
Correct.
Mm.
And
Right.
even in their eyes, the one thing I can tell you is both Ronnie and Cindy have told me, we don't care where the chips fall. We
Hi,
just want to
Dave.
prove it.
Sure.
That's it.
Thank
And I
you.
mean,
All right.
I honestly believe this was a planned murder, very well planned murder by Kessinger. If you line up the time frames, okay,
Which we will do.
like this is something from her past, right? Right. We want the truth. I want justice. Like, I mean, you don't just murder babies, okay? And again, like I said, I don't even believe they died on Monday. I don't think they died until sometime Tuesday night, and then were put out there so that they would be found Wednesday.
All right. This is Ronnie Watts's voice and his comment on the YouTube communities.
The other one, 411, all these other. I don't even watch anything. I'm trying to tell Cindy to stay off of it. Which hopefully she does. I don't know what she does when I'm at work. Tammy's out there. I'm sorry. She's coming up with these wild ass things. She's giving some wild ass stories. I said, there's no way possible. I'm sorry. One time she came about being abducted and sold as sex slaves or some stuff like that or whatever. I said, okay, I don't think so. I'm sorry, not sex slaves, child abductions. I said, Lord have mercy. That's way far-fetched. Calm down, girl.
Ronnie says,
way far-fetched. Calm down, girl. Mercy. That's way far-fetched. Calm down. Far-fetched. Calm down, girl. Calm down, girl. Calm down, girl. Calm down, girl.
I need that as my ringtone.
I love that. I love Ronnie saying, calm down, girl.
Girl.
Hold on. Oh, wait.
The other one, 411, all these other. I don't watch anything. I'm trying to tell Cindy to stay off of it.
Oh, crap. Go back. So he's saying he doesn't watch any of the YouTube channels, and he's saying that he tells Cindy to not watch any of that, but he doesn't know what she does when he's at work. And then he says about Tammy and how Tammy came up with this crazy, well, I quote, wild ass stories. Let's just process this. This is the grandfather of the murdered children. And this woman went to the grandfather of the murdered children and is telling them how Bella and Cece were sold. Welcome, Dave. Welcome. Thanks for becoming a member. How Bella and Cece were abducted for trafficking, to be sex slaves. All right. This woman told the grandparent of 2 murdered baby girls this, to the point where even he said, girl, calm down, girl. That's way, way too far-fetched. So that's the translation. So now let's listen to it again.
The other one, 411, all these other. I don't watch anything. I'm trying to tell Cindy to stay off of it, which hopefully she does. I don't know what she does when I'm at work. Tammy's out there. I'm sorry. She's coming up with these wild ass things. She's giving some wild ass stories. I said, there's no way possible. I'm sorry. One time she came about them being abducted and sold as sex slaves or some stuff like that or whatever. I said, okay, I don't think so. I'm sorry, not sex slaves, child abductions. I said, Lord have mercy. That's way, way far fetched. Calm down, girl.
Damn it, I wanted to play it again.
Way far fetched. Calm down, girl.
I'm going to have to make a sound bite of that. Welcome, Criminal Imagination. I love that name.
Me too.
Yeah. So that's from Ronnie Watts himself. Okay. So Ronnie Watts says he tells Cindy to stop it, but she just can't help herself. Why? Well, we've watched an hour and a half of Tru Tam talking. So when someone's psychologically vulnerable and you get someone, and we're just seeing the wild part of Tammy, but she does have the mask of, her whole mental health spiel.
Well, it's in that 1-minute clip. Like, the bullying needs to stop. Well, at least I have a family that loves me. Oh, we're only about love and support. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah. So again, Ronnie, I think we have a freaking hit song.
Wait for it. Calm down, girl.
Okay, now I don't know how to get out of this full thing, whatever. Oh, here we go. Next exhibit.
Well, we already know there was ineffective counsel because I've never in my life heard of a defense team bringing a plea deal to the DA.
True. But I think that they were worried about that death penalty. And I know that Chris would have been worried.
Nobody was worried about the death penalty.
Really?
Yep, because Cindy told me right from her mouth. It's not like they do it the next day.
Okay. And this scammy claim, I am going to allow Mr. Scott Reich, who is a criminal defense attorney in Colorado, to explain to you why scammy claim number, who knows, is false.
The court then goes on, and I think this is one of the most important parts of the case because the judge has to be able to understand and appreciate and make sure that the defendant understands and appreciate what is going on and that this is truly what he wants to do. So, page 7. Do you have any questions about anything so far? Mr. Watts then says no. Can you tell me your highest level of education? Mr. Watts responds with technical college. The court, so you graduated from high school and then went to technical college. Mr. Watts, yes, sir. Do you have any difficulty reading and or understanding the English language? No, sir. Did you have an opportunity to review this written waiver and guilty plea? Yes, sir. There's then a brief discussion about having the prosecutor sign this paperwork as well because there was the death penalty was being taken off the table. The court then continues. Now, the first 2 pages explain all of the rights that you have and the rights that you're giving up. Do you have any questions about those rights? No, sir. Any questions about the terms, concept, or definitions? No, sir. Did you have sufficient time to discuss these very important rights with your lawyers? Mr. Watts, yes, sir. Are you completely satisfied with the assistance of your attorneys? Yes, sir. Do you believe that you've spent sufficient time discussing the rights with them? Mr. Watts, yes, sir. Do you believe that you've discussed different strategies and defenses and gone over all of the discovery with them to your satisfaction? Mr. Watts responds on page 8, line 21. Yes, sir. Did they answer all of your questions to your satisfaction? Yes, sir. To date, is there anything that you believe that they should have done that they have not done yet? Mr. Watts responds, page 9, line 3, no, sir. So again, you are completely satisfied with the assistance of your attorneys representing you in this case. Mr. Watts, yes, sir. Why is that significant? If Mr. Watts were to try to bring a 35C petition, you basically have to say that your counsel was ineffective. Boom, right there. The court made that absolutely bulletproof. That makes it so that there will never be a hearing as it relates to Chris Watts withdrawing
his guilty plea. So there, I mean, what better can you get? An actual criminal defense attorney reading to you the transcript from the legal file from Chris Watts during his plea hearing, where he makes it bulletproof. So I think that's debunked. What would you say, Mama?
Yeah.
Okay.
Debunked.
I'm sorry, but there's
Next.
no way Bella would sit there with her feet, which she couldn't have dangled her feet to her mother because there's two big clear totes sitting on the seat.
Right.
So they would have had to been on top of those.
You think so? Was there no room on the edge for two little girls? No.
Y'all.
It is so narrow in that truck. I've got a friend with the same truck.
Really? And
Yeah.
even if you put the seats forward, the front seats, there's no room in the back. Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Because everything Chris said he loaded is documented in evidence coming out of the truck. The only odd thing was the orange Bic lighter because nobody smoked in their family.
You're frozen.
It's green.
Sorry. Am I back?
I love how it froze when she was throwing down her pen.
Let's go into that. Work truck processing. This is from the discovery. The vehicle was parked outdoors in the locked and secure impound lot of the lot to the west of 245 Oak Street, along with several other vehicles. The truck had been exposed to rain showers earlier in the week. The truck was in good condition with no obvious signs of damage. The doors were locked and the window glass was not broken. The truck was an alternative fuel truck powered with compressed natural gas. The doors to the truck had been secured with evidence tape, and upon inspection, the tape and seals were intact and not broken. So from the time that they took the truck from Chris until now, when this guy is going to look at it, it has not been touched. In the truck, in the bed of the truck were affixed toolboxes and fuel tanks, hose implements, as well as miscellaneous hand tools, which included a round point shovel, a square point shovel, a sickle, were identified and collected. Also within the bed of the truck was a partially full gas can and fire extinguisher. Located in the front passenger compartment of the truck, a roll of black plastic bags was observed and collected from the front passenger side floorboard. The front driver's seat and front passenger seat were covered with canvas seat covers. From the steering wheel, a possible DNA swab was collected. In the rear seat were two large plastic bins that contained miscellaneous work materials, safety equipment, personal items, maps, and paperwork. A pair of black rubber boots were located on the floor behind the front passenger seat. Beneath the rear seat were additional miscellaneous tools. Adhesive lifts were collected from the rear seating area and floor. Located in the front passenger side door panel was a green disposable cigarette lighter. Now, that's what he listed. And the two large plastic bins were not entered into evidence. So they were not collected for evidence. This is the tags that were the stuff that was collected from the vehicle. And this is the back seat. Now, this is a Ford F-250. And the plastic bins that Chris used for tools and for paperwork, I didn't see him carrying those out. I don't know if y'all did. And if he did, they were small enough to where it's obvious. I mean, come on now. I don't really need to go into the details of whether or not the girls could fit in the back seat. It's obvious that that is absolutely possible.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah,
what
because
the
like look at the
fuck?
seat. Look at the seat. A normal person. Well, I'm short, so it's hard for me to describe it, but like from my back to my kneecaps when I'm sitting is wider than I am wide. So if my legs can fit, why can't a body fit lying down? Like,
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Next. Here we go.
My favorite thing that Agent Kevin Kopak said to Nicole Kessinger.
Kopak.
And again, I said her name, but it's right. He said, you can't debate the science. You can't.
Right.
You can't debate her cell phone. You can't debate the GPS on Chris's truck. Just like everybody went off about Chris dumping stuff in the dumpster a couple minutes before he got to Coonrod. No, he had to pull over to take the call.
Oh, okay. No, I thought he did actually confess to doing that.
He did confess to it, but
okay.
When I timed it back, it was the same time that Coonrod was calling him at the front door.
Oh, okay. Wow.
He has to pull over to answer the phone.
False, and that will be disproven later when we get into the timeline of Monday the 13th. So for now, just keep that in mind that, yeah.
Why is there blood on the top of Shanann's t-shirt? And don't tell me it's the red clay, because the whole t-shirt should be like that then.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Poor Tanya.
And in a downward dog position, it couldn't have come from the baby.
Come on, like, okay, back to the patterns. Patterns. She always chooses these kind, nice, non-assertive people as prey. This is a pattern. She went on Tanya's channel and took over, wouldn't have a conversation. It was just really disrespectful. Like, I don't know. Just really disrespectful.
Coming out.
Right.
It's not going to roll up her and only get the top.
Well, would there be any blood coming up from the damage to her throat?
There was no damage to her throat.
Right.
Okay. This is Shanann's shirt. I don't see any blood on it. Do you, Mama Bear?
No.
Do you think the however many 26 or however many law enforcement people that we counted who were there at the autopsy, do you think any of them would have noted blood on the shirt?
One would think.
If there was any?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think we should do that poll in chat.
Okay.
If people see it.
Yeah, go ahead. Press a 1 if you see blood, and press a 2 or put in a 2 if you don't see blood. Right?
Yeah.
So 1
if you
is
see blood.
Yes. Go ahead.
2 if you don't. Well, I don't want to be taking over your channel.
Oh, stop it. Okay, so this is science now happening. We've put a survey out there, and look, there's overwhelmingly more 2s than there are 1s, which there are no 1s that I see.
Say, like, I don't see a 1.
So I would say
blocked.
Yeah. So I would say there is scientific, what do they say in court? Within a scientific certainty, whatever, that there's no blood on the freaking shirt. Okay. So the blood debunked. Next. There were no evidence. There were no injury. There's no injury on her neck. This is from the autopsy. I'm not even going to try to read that, but that documents injuries to her neck. That was the dumbest debunk ever. Okay, next. Oh, wait, did I get there yet? No, I didn't. We're going to have to get there later. Well, didn't she talk about... Okay. What, Mama Bear, what was she saying about Niko?
Which one? Oh, about... I don't know. How could he come out?
Yeah, let's see.
Go upwards or something?
Well, would there be any blood coming up from the damage to her throat? I don't know. I have no idea.
And in a downward dog position, it couldn't have come from the baby coming out.
Right.
It's not going to roll up her and only get the top.
Well, would there be any blood coming up from...
So anyways, I included this because I thought it was excellent. This is from True Crime Rocket Science. He brought a guest expert, Thomas Mollett, who's also an author, to give his opinion on the blood alcohol content in Shanann's autopsy. And this guy did a thorough pro bono opinion piece, and it is very detailed and a really good read. So even though she's not talking about the blood alcohol level, I included this in here because he does address the fetus. And in his reports, he says, although not entirely irrelevant, the expelled fetus was most likely the result of pressure on the lower abdomen due to bloating, which exerted pressure on the uterus. The manner in which she was buried, kneeling forward, would have contributed to the pressure on the uterus. It is unlikely that the fetus contributed to the blood alcohol content in the spleen, as if diffusion from the uterus to the spleen must have taken place, and there are various barriers to be crossed. It is also not known when the fetus was expelled, but that would likely have happened as bloating ensued, so meaning after postmortem. At the time of bloating would have been most likely and prolific time of synthesis. So yeah, that's the end of that. Okay, now the watch.
In that interview, she states that she doesn't have an Apple phone, an iPhone. She does not have one. She doesn't know how to work them. But on the video footage of her coming out Tuesday, so that the dogs can go in the house for scents.
Dramatic pause.
Why is Nicole Atkinson wearing Shanann's pink missing Apple Watch?
False sense of security. So for the Apple Watch, Mama Bear and I were talking, and we were like, you know what? Let Mommy Ramblings debunk that part. So
that was Lana. You got KK. And then we've got Tru Tam. Now, Tru Tam is supposedly a friend of Cindy Watts. She lives in Canada. And Tru Tam came here. You might remember Tru Tam when she came here. She came here, I don't know, a few months ago and was on fire about that. I had
Sounds
to
about
tell
right.
her why Nicole Atkinson was wearing Shanann's watch on the day of the dog search. And I told her that most certainly was not the case. She was not wearing Shanann's watch the day of the dog search. Well, she said she most definitely is. So I pulled up the police cam, unedited, on the day of the dog search, and she said, there. I said, there? That's not Nicole Atkinson. That's the reporter from the news station that came to interview Chris. She's got a hot pink watch on. It's not even the color of Shanann's watch, but good sight. So
I did watch the body cam, and we did confirm that this is, in fact, true. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mommy Ramblings.
Yeah, this is Mommy Ramblings. I will, I'll link her channel and I'll link Mia's channel since we're playing there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I will also add those. Yeah, I will also add those in the thing. This one, she mentioned the vomit. So now we're going back to the very first clip that we played, where she said that, why is there vomit on the top of the tanks? So,
Frick.
So these are the pictures from the discovery, and I know you can see my mouse pointer. So right here, there appears to be like a pink spot that, you know, I'm assuming is the vomit. So this is the pink spot right here, and this is the leak that Chris was digging up on that day that he was there. So
she thinks that the leak was vomit?
No, well, it's fucking chalk where they mark where the pipe goes. Like, you know what I mean? Where the pipe is underground. So
Gotcha.
So can we put that to rest? Okay. Now, I know this is a controversial one, but put a 1 if there's vomit. Put a 2 if there's no vomit.
And where did the vomit even come from? Is it one of those, like, once in discovery, twice redacted crap? Or
I don't know where the vomit comes from.
Because I've heard that it was in discovery.
I've never seen vomit referenced. I've only seen his shit referenced.
Yeah. That poor soul goes through all that schooling just to dig up someone's poop. That's terrible.
All right, the glare is now just messing with the statistic. Okay. All right, I think the overwhelming majority thinks it is not vomit.
And this is what is upsetting to me, is when she's feeding this crap to the family.
That's, we got to keep that in mind this whole time.
I don't even know if I clipped it, but there is clips of her saying, I don't talk to them about stuff. Like, I don't ask them anything. When I find out information, I tell them. Well, that is what you need to stop doing. Like, right now. Stop it.
Starbucks cup. This photograph was taken on the 15th during the execution of the search warrant. This Starbucks cup is from the 14th, and it says item 2 of 2, items in order 2. So there are 2 cups of coffee that were bought at the time. This was a venti iced caramel macchiato. The time of purchase was 9:57:56 a.m. So 3 minutes before 10 o'clock. On register 4, and it was through the drive-through. Okay, that's what the cup says. From Discovery, on Tuesday morning, Nick texted Chris to see if he was going to work. Chris said he didn't get much sleep and was going to stay home. Nick and Amanda took their daughter to school. Nick texted Chris at 8:30 to ask if he'd heard anything from the police. Chris responded, nothing yet. The two texted back and forth briefly. Nick and Amanda drove to Chris's house. On the way there, the news media started contacting them. When they arrived at Chris's house, they found Chris to be tired, not himself, and overwhelmed. The three sat at the kitchen table. They talked about the possibility of Nick and Amanda talking to the media, about the media talking to Chris.
So that would line up.
And this is, mind you, this is only one report. This is only one report. And this is from the interview with Nick. So this is from his interview. But anyone who was there on the 14th, when those dogs were out there, all of those law enforcement officers have a report that you can go out and read for yourself, Tammy. And the second point is they also had, surveillance around. So, but yeah. 2 cups out of 2. And then on body cam, you see Nick Thayer holding a Starbucks cup with a hot coffee drink. 1 + 1 equals
2 of 2.
All right, now we get into the timeline. Almost there. This is the fun part. I love going through the timeline.
Yeah.
Where did I place it? Yeah, so let's take a breather for a second while I look for this. Whew. This is exhausting.
Yeah. It is exhausting. I did pop a freaking Xanax just listening to her the other day. Can't do it. And yeah, again, anybody that's in chat or listening that thinks that we're being the bullies and being Mean Girls Club and everything else, I don't know.
Get over it.
Yeah.
Get over it.
I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. YOLO.
All right, I found it. Okay. So I turned this into a PDF just so I can easily maneuver it. So this is the complete August 13th timeline snippet of it. It starts at 12:47. This is from the router log. Here you can see it tells you what the source is, okay? Router log. At 00:51, the Celebrite report. So this is from the timeline. Shanann phone connects to Southwest Airlines. At 1:02, the router goes off. At 1:11, Chris's phone connects to the Wi-Fi. At 1:12, Shanann's phone connects to the Denver airport Wi-Fi. This is on Celebrite. 1:20. Oh, hold on. 1:25. Shanann's phone group text landed. 1:28. The Life 360 app show them going home. 1:31. There's something on the router. We don't know what it is. 1:32. His phone does this when he's text messaging. So his phone, his watch does that when he's text messaging. His phone does it when he's going in and out of the house. So these two are automatic. All right. 1:48. Shanann's phone connects to the Wi-Fi as she's entering the house. 1:53, DirecTV connects to the Wi-Fi, and there's some activity. 2:06, a Cisco device, which is another I guess, router or something connects to the internet. I don't know what these are. Haven't identified them yet. Oh, shit. Sorry. And then 2:18, this is on Celebrite. There's an unspecified activity on Watt's phone. So if at 2:16, his router is going off, at 2:06, his other thing is going off, whatever Cisco is, modem or whatever. And at 2:18, his phone is going off. Can we assume that maybe he's awake at this point? I don't know what he's doing, but no one knows what he's doing during this time but him. Okay, then 2:33 router. Okay, 4:13. This is when we start seeing shit happening again. So 4:13, he claims that he's been up. He's been up since 4, and he went downstairs to get his oatmeal. That's 4:13. Movement detected on the main floor. That's the Celebrite report. 4:26, Vivint basement and garage door alert. That's from the Wisconsin interview when Tammy questions him. At 4:30, Shanann's iPad connects to the Wi-Fi. But this is automatic, so don't read too much into it. It does it every morning at 4:30. 4:50, another router thing. And then 5:18, his GPS marks that his truck starts. So from this point on, this is the period from 5:18 to 5:46 is what we have on Nate's CCTV. So check this out. 5:18, his GPS marks that the truck was turned on. 5:25, Shanann's watch connects to the Wi-Fi right before Chris backs up the truck. I speculate that he's likely turning it off, either turning it off or trying to get into it because he couldn't get into the phone. So he has her watch at 5:25. So we can assume that this is right around the time when he probably would have dragged her down or whatever the hell he did. And then 5:32, we can assume that this is some sort of, who knows what it is. We can't assume anything. But then this is what his phone, with what his watch does. It keeps connecting and disconnecting when he gets a text message. And again, if you have an iPhone and a watch, then you'll know that when your watch is connected to the Wi-Fi, that it won't stay statically connected, or if it's connected via Bluetooth, that it will, once it actually receives a signal that requires the internet, it will only then connect to the Wi-Fi. So anytime that a text message would push through, a notification would push through on his watch, like when your watch buzzes and you get a text message, your watch needs an internet connection for that. So his watch does this when he is receiving text messages. And I've compared that to, I based my opinion on a bunch of different data points. I'm not pulling this out of my ass. So, all right. So then 5:46, he leaves. And then Troy McCoy's GPS, which we also have, shows that Troy McCoy leaves his house at 6:04 and he goes to work. So then automated update on the DirecTV, and then 6:16, we all know that's the famous phone call that NK made to Jim, and she pinged in Frederick. At 6:27, Troy McCoy's GPS shows him arriving at the Anadarko office. Now, this is to Tammy's point about Chris having to pull over while he makes a call on his phone because he can't drive and talk, which is true. There is a policy. Anadarko does have a policy about using their phone while they're driving. And they do get in trouble for that. However, it's clear in this evidence that Chris at this point didn't give a shit about policies, because he was hauling his dead wife and 2 daughters to their death. So anyways, that was got off on tangent. So now remember, here he left at 5:46. So he's driving all this time here. He's driving until 6:53 when his GPS shows him arriving at Anadarko, or at Servi 319. So right here, he makes 3 unanswered calls to Cody Roberts while he's driving. He texts Cody Roberts while he's driving. Where are you at? He tries calling him again, unanswered. He texts him again. I'm in Servi. Where are you going first? DPC state. And he responded with like a thumbs up emoji. Still driving. He's talking about, let me know before I leave here. He didn't even arrive at Servi 319. So this is a level of lies that he goes through. So he is still not at 319 at this time. He then calls Chad McNeil, still while driving. He then texts, hey, you headed to Servi? Cody said something about pumping up the 1029. Texts, okay, I will, blah, blah, blah. And then at 6:53, that's when he arrives. So with regards to the work truck needing to be stopped while he's talking, texting, doing anything, Mama Bear, debunked.
Debunked.
I mean, so that's that. So I'm sure that at 2:00, which we'll get to, let's keep going with Monday. So he arrives at 6:53. Meanwhile, his router does whatever it does. 6:59, Cody Roberts tells him he's headed out that way, and he's going to 1029. 7:18, he's sitting in his truck and takes a photo of his laptop. The photo was not recovered because it was deleted. However, they were able to recover a thumbnail of it from his calculator app. And the photo was taken on his personal phone too, versus his truck phone. So, or his work phone. So that's significant as well, because if he's taking a screen of his laptop on his personal phone, then, that would line up with NK asking him to prove where he is. Mm-hmm. Right? So 7:30, Troy McCoy says he's getting a burrito at a vendor.
Oh yeah.
7:40, Chris then texts Shanann, if you take the kids somewhere, please let me know where they are at. Then he calls Troy McCoy, and while he's on the phone with Troy McCoy, he gets a text message that Cody is at 1029, and he says, yeah, I'm at Servi. So this is my question just for my own sake. That doesn't mean anything, but those are just my own notes. So I was wondering, by the time he got on the phone, so like by 7:40, that would he have already disposed of the girls, because he said that he got rid of them before he buried Shanann, because he said that he didn't have them watch. So I don't know. So yeah. Next, so that would line up with this too, because at 7:43 is when he took the photo of the leak underneath the west tank, which is Cece's, which I hate even I don't even want to say that. That actually sounds horrible.
I know, it's so sad, but
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah. Then he calls his supervisor, Chris does. Cody asks him, how does it look? He says, fresh. Now, Troy McCoy's GPS is showing him leaving the Anadarko office. So that's at 7:44. Chris calls Chad McNeil. And at this point, I believe that he is digging or whatever, doing whatever preparing to do whatever. Meanwhile, at his house, his Apple TV connects to the internet. Cody Roberts asks him, is it a lot? And then he sends him a picture from earlier. So, and then 8:22, he takes a call from Chad McNeil. So by this time, they were probably, which I'm a very visual person, so I'm imagining this as it's happening. And since I was at Survey 319, or we took a trip there last summer, and I can only imagine, like I can picture in my head exactly where Chad McNeil would have been, because at one point you come to like a crossroad and, you know, common sense tell you to go right because that road looks more driven, you know, more clear and more, I don't know, normal. Whereas the other side is, quite frankly, it's scary. Like I got an actual panic attack when we went back there. So that's what I was kind of imagining, that Chad was like, where the fuck do I go? Where am I? Are you sure this is the right way? So I don't know if that's actually what happened, but yeah, because we were all live when that happened. Like I got lost on the Facebook goddamn live on our way to Survey 319. And then we ended up in someone's backyard. Remember that dog?
The dog?
Yes. I'm telling you, it's hard out there. That place is just wow. So 8:24, sure enough, Melissa Parrish estimates, and she doesn't really estimate, but she says that she looked at her GPS thing and it said that they arrived at 8:24 at Survey 319. Okay, so now that he's all done with the kids, with everything, the coworkers have arrived and he's trying to call Shanann. A minute later, he calls the school. Well, he Googles the school first, then he calls them, tells them the girls will not be going to school. When he's done with the school, he calls the realtor, tells the realtor that the house is up for sale. 8:43 a.m. is the very first text message that Nicole Atkinson sends to Shanann's phone. 8:46, 3-minute call with Cody Roberts. GPS shows 8:51, Troy McCoy arrives. Now, this is Nicole Atkinson's phone. This is the text message that she sends to Shanann. Just wanted to see if you were okay. I know you were hurting a lot last night. Hope you're okay. Shanann's phone has a calendar alert that's from the Celebrite. Chris's phone. Chris calls Ann Meadow back for another 4-minute conversation at 9:05. 9:21. Nicole Atkinson texts Shanann again. Let me know how your appointment goes. Router, who knows what it is. 9:30 and 9:31. Chris and Troy leave Survey 319. 9:39. Chris arrives at 10:29. 20 minutes later, he is Googling Groupon. but probably because it says like 00. I don't know. It seems like, and the service is spotty up there. So 10:03, Chris misses a call from Sandy Rusek. This is on his Celebrite. 10:06, Shanann's phone receives a voice message for her missed appointment. 10:10, Chris Googles battery lyrics. 10:21, his router. 10:28, Sandy texts Chris, "Is Shanann okay?" Then he tries calling Sandy. Sandy calls him back, and they talk for 1 minute. A couple of minutes later, Chris is Googling hotels in Aspen. And at 10:41, Nicole Atkinson leaves her home, her Life 360 app, to go look at a house for Cassie. At 10:42, Chris calls Weston Snowmass Resort in Aspen and talks for 2 minutes, which is likely the hotels that he was Googling, which is likely related to the Groupon search here because Shanann booked their Aspen tour or Aspen trip via Groupon. So he's now calling to cancel. Talks to them for 2 minutes. The resort probably tells him, well, since you booked it through Groupon, you got to call Groupon and cancel with them. So sure enough, 10:45, when he gets off the phone, he immediately Googles Groupon. Likely because he was unable to cancel the reservation via hotel, instead had to go through Groupon. So wireless printer. And then at 10:51, he calls Sandy Rusek back for a 2-minute conversation. 11:11, Nicole Atkinson arrives at Tulip Street in Longmont looking at a house for Cassie while worried about Shanann. She stays here until 11:46 when she texts Shanann and leaves to Saratoga Trail.
Mm-hmm.
So
if you Google Map that Tulip Street or whatever the heck address you just said, there's a red like sedan sitting out on the road, and there's a man that you really can't see any features other than telling that he's a man, and he has a wrist brace on. So when Tammy says Jim had a arm injury right after the murder,
oh
blah,
my
blah, blah,
God.
she's saying that man in front of the house in the Google Maps is Jim. What are the odds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So all of this doesn't sound to me like they were killed on Tuesday night and left there to be found on Wednesday morning. I mean, this is pretty goddamn bulletproof evidence right here in Chris's own goddamn behavior of what he's doing and where his goddamn... Ooh. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Okay, let's keep going. So, Nicole Atkinson's phone. I'm very worried about you. I'm coming to your house. Same time, leaves Tulip Street to go to Saratoga. At 12:16, Josh, the same person who's... so, Cassie and Josh are a couple, right, Mama Bear? So...
at the time, yeah.
Yeah, at the time. That's right. At the time, were a couple. And so Nicole Atkinson was looking at a house for Cassie. Common sense, right, Tammy? That Nicole Atkinson and Cassie were talking about Shanann. And now Josh, the ex-husband of Cassie, who Nicole Atkinson was looking for her house for, is texting Chris asking, Cassie asked me if I've heard from Shanann today. I guess her and Nikki can't get a hold of her. Have you heard from her today? Geez, Tammy. Let's keep going. Meanwhile, Chris is over there taking pictures of flowers at the sunflower field. And the funny thing is, well, no, let's keep going. 12:17, the alarm is triggered. 12:18, Chris calls and tells that she's on a play date and calls her after. So by 12:17, there is no 12:12. What did she say? Let me go back to my notes.
10.
I need to check my pictures. God, it was a million years ago. All right. I do have a friend named Shmita. All right. No, she said at 9 a.m. So, oh yeah, shit. Let's go back to 9 a.m. There is no 9 a.m. Vivint attack. There's no 9 a.m. Vivint attack. Vivint thing. So, no. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Okay. So, the alarm's triggered. The router shows an Amazon device connecting to the Wi-Fi. So, likely an Amazon product, like the doorbell. So, Ring doorbell goes off. The Life 360 shows that she arrived at Saratoga Trail at 12:20, which is 3 minutes after the alarm was triggered. But that doesn't mean that she wasn't there. That means that she didn't turn her app off, or however that works. Because in her interview, she says that she had Nick jumping on her car to try to get on the Vivint, etc., etc. So that's that. Chris freaking called her, and you can't exclude the possibility of the time on the Life 360 app to be precisely aligned with Chris's security alarm system. Okay, it's not like there's like this huge clock. Anyway. Here's Chris again in his words. Okay, let me just take a brief minute to look at chat because I see a lot of activity. What's happening? Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's good. Some people think we're the mean girls because nobody loves us.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
okay.
Just, I don't even care what you think. Point to something that is not true. That, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell are we being mean about? You know, by showing, man, shut up. Seriously, stop it. Stop it.
Yeah.
RC is in the house. What's up?
RC. Maybe don't go around crying victim that people are debunking your scammy ass science, and we wouldn't need to do this.
Ooh.
I feel like I should be taking a sip of my drink.
Oh my God, I was wondering what was wrong. I'm dehydrated. All right, back to this timeline. Okay. Chris says, I just talked to Nikki. Shanann went to a friend's house with the kids today. I haven't heard from her since. I will keep you updated though. Where could they have went?
Where
So
where could they be?
yeah. So he says, I know. I just saw Nikki on the doorbell camera. So that's at 12:21. Oh, look. Here's something that we think was the doorbell camera. What do you know? And Chris even said he talked to her. Jeez. Okay, let's keep going. Now he calls her again, telling them to leave the house alone. 12:27, Ann Meadows sends Chris a text message. Hi, I'm working on your market analysis. So this is a follow-up from the morning, because remember in the morning, he called Ann Meadows and had a 4-minute conversation with her. So now she's following up with him and asking about the house, and he's responding. Okay. And then another friend texts Chris at 12:30. Is Shanann okay? It's not like her to not respond, and we haven't heard back from her all day. 12:33, doorbell is going off again. 12:41. Oh yeah, she said that who triggered the door? 12:42. Well, here you go. At 12:41, Chris called Nicole Atkinson to tell her to stop messing with the door. So there is no 12:42. There's no 12:42 timestamp. You say it, well, not you, but Tammy says that it's from the Vivint data. If you would kindly point us to this Vivint data, because there's no such thing that was made public. We know that they have it in their files along with all the other search warrant returns that they got. But no, Tammy, I guarantee you do not have the unredacted discovery. And there's no reason to redact little freaking router logs. Like, what? That, all right. 12:43, Cassie texts Chris. Shanann is in a very bad way emotionally, and I'm worried about her. I know you're having issues, but I don't know to what extent. Anyway, so they text back and forth. You can read that on your own. 12:44, Chris texts Ann Meadows back saying that the basement is still unfinished. Cassie and Chris continue, and at 12:45, he's begging her, don't call the police. I'll be there in 45 minutes. When in fact, he hasn't even left yet. Then 12:47, Nicole Atkinson leaves Saratoga Trail to go to the doctor's office. The same time, probably as they're leaving, I've been to your house. You probably won't open your door. Our alarm is set. Your shoes are sitting inside. Your car's home. Your car's home. I'm so very concerned about you right now. I need you to text me or call me and just tell me, okay, if you don't want to be around nobody, I get it. It's fine, but I need to know you're okay. 12:52, in case you ever wanted to know, 12:52 is the precise moment when Chris went to take a shit and his
I almost choked.
and then at 12:57 he's done with his shit, goes back out to his coworkers, probably telling them that Shanann's not answering. And at 13:01, he leaves, according to his GPS, to go home. I did just light up a cigarette, girl. I did. This requires. 13:03. Cassie texts him, 13:03. Annie texts him, 13:05. Chris texts Cassie, what do you know, while he's driving. And this is his personal phone. So again, he did not pull over anywhere. Chris makes a call while he's driving. Chris makes another call while he's driving. 1:13, Nicole Atkinson is back at Saratoga Trail from the doctor's office and stays there until 3:46. Corroborate by Luke Epple. CW indeed did call him and said he can't get a hold of Shanann because she's not home and she should be. Okay. 13:14. Ann Meadows asks him if he prefers three-car garage. Chris texts back while driving that yes, he does prefer. Now doorbell again. 3:31. Nicole Atkinson calls, likely asking where the hell he's at and that she will call the police. Nothing. Router again. So
like
now
a good
this
friend would.
Right. How dare she? Now all of these DOS, are probably linked to them trying to get in the house or going around the house or messing with the doors. So that's why we likely see an increase in these, which is consistent with other times, as you will see. Again, these are, I think this one is automated, but at 13:39, Nicole Atkinson calls Chris again, and as soon as she hangs up with him, she calls 911. So more router stuff. GPS shows Troy and McCoy leaving. That's unrelated. All right. At 2:00, Officer Coonrod is seen on body-worn camera playing phone tag with Chris. They actually speak on the phone, and Chris tells Officer Coonrod that he doesn't know where Shanann is and that he is a few minutes away. After the call, let me repeat it again. Once he was done with the phone, that's when he parked and took that 4-minute stop where he disposed of his clothes, as he himself admitted. 14:06, something connects to his Wi-Fi. 14:06 or 14:06. Chris leaves Mesa Road. I don't know why I put drive. While Officer Coonrod is opening the door, triggering more alerts. So that explains it. So I'm lining this up with the body cam footage. GPS. We see this on body cam at 2:07. He pulls up. Now, at 2:07, Shanann's watch connects to the internet. Once again, suggesting that the only other time her watch connected to the internet was at 5:25 a.m. Let's go back. $5:25. Conveniently, when Chris was loading up the truck, and the very next time it connects is right as he pulls up into his driveway, and his phone connects to his internet as he walks inside the house. So that's evidence. And then from this point on, I don't think there's any need to read this because everything on this is on body cam. But here you can see his watch, like I was telling you earlier, that his watch goes on his watch connects to the Wi-Fi when he receives a text message, basically. So this is at the same time that he was texting with NK, and you can see here while he was at Nate's house, that's when he sent that text message. Oh my God, that is absolutely ridiculous. They would freak out. And all the while, you know, his phone, like his router is going off, like boom, sent message or received message, sent message, received message, sent message. So
what time was that? Sorry, that he got the where he says that, oh, they would freak out.
2:30, or sorry, 2:44. So that was,
and so she says that was cereal.
For the girls.
But she never mentions going to the grocery store or anything.
Good point.
Good. When the hell did she see the cereal?
Good point. Yeah. But also that, yeah. Like who goes from, you need to prove to me that you are in where you are. You need to prove to me that you're at work because I don't believe you, to, oh, look at these Lucky Charm unicorns for your girls.
And she already drove by the house and his truck wasn't there. And then, would she not be able to, like, as the health and safety person, be able to see where not her, but where the employees are?
I don't know, girl.
Since they have to, like, check in places and shit, like, you would think that there'd be a work order or something. Right?
Yeah. All right, so then this is more stuff. So then he calls, this is from his work phone. So he called an unknown number from his work phone for 1 minute. 10 minutes later, NK calls Jim for 6 minutes, and she pings in Brighton, likely on her way home because Jim is her alibi for the night. And then Shanann's phone. This is when Detective Baumhauer had Shanann's phone, and this is probably like when he turned it off or on. And you see minutes later, they leave. They eventually come back. So this is, I did this PowerPoint just for this purpose, so it's not complete, but let's see. I think that was the most important part, was to show the GPS stuff and whatever else, that there's no 9 o'clock alert, that there's no 12:42. And if there was, there's Nicole Atkinson. And if all of that isn't enough, that you still want to put all of the baskets in, or all of your eggs in one basket, and say that the Vivint data is 100 beyond a reasonable doubt proof that somebody was at the house while Chris was, quote unquote, 5 hours away. Well, she said, however, an hour and a half, whatever. And yeah, it doesn't make sense. Also, if you just Control F the PDF, the discovery, my brain is starting to go off. It's been a long day. If you Control F for the keyword Vivint, it'll show you all the places where it comes up in the discovery. And if you put it in a timeline and make notes for yourself and look at the dates, you'll see that there have been multiple calls made to Vivint, both by Chris and Shanann, over the course of from between July and August, at least 4 or 5 times. So to say that Vivint data is beyond reasonable doubt proof that someone else was there and that Chris was innocent of everything is ridiculous, to say the least, because, I mean, come on. let's be real. Vivint is not reliable. Obviously, Watts himself has trouble with it. They mention it multiple times. Watts mentions it in his interviews that the sensor for the garage is broken. If that's not enough, then go back to Mr. Rusek Sr.'s interview, where he will also tell you that that door is broken and it's been messing up a lot. So there's that. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to put this away and I'm going to put us back. And I'm going to invite Jen Lou to come up if she is still even around. I haven't heard from her. She's probably done. But yeah. So yeah, I'm looking at chat now. I'm going to be answering questions that you might have. I think, did we forget anything?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Either.
She's got me so flustered that
yeah, there's a lot of information in here. And most of it is, you know, bullshit. But I hope that the parts of the discovery that we did look at can, you know, once and for all.
Yeah.
Thank you. Seeking the Truth with Dave. Jen Lewis here. I don't know how funny I'm going to be. I'm tired. Well, give it a shot. Just don't drink any 5-hour energies, please. Does that show NK called Cindy on August 14th? Oh, geez. Now I have to go back. Let's see. August 14th, NK. No. Cindy. CW. Chris. She didn't call Cindy. Alicia says it was a good breakdown of refuting her points one by one. Thank you.
And that's what we like to do. Is she said on her 5.5-hour live that we chopped and put bits and made things seem out of context, and I don't know, saying that we put words in her mouth. No, that is why we specifically used your own damn words.
Yeah. Hi, Jen.
Hey, babe. What you doing?
Thanks for sticking around. So, Jen,
well, of course.
the reason why I asked you to come on at the end of after we were done presenting the case is because you haven't really been around during that time. Like you were in you were doing your thing. You weren't into the Watts until we talked about that already, Netflix and everything. So you didn't really know of the history that poor Mama Bear over here.
I don't see how anybody could be mean to Mama Bear, honestly. Like, I'm the meanest person alive, and I can't even be mean to Mama Bear. So.
Yeah, well, so you've seen our case be presented over the course of these 2 lives. And yeah, so what do you say about that? Okay, we've gotten a lot of requests for roasts, so please.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to completely roast her but I will say this. Here's the thing. If you can't take it, then don't dish it out. And I've been in other chats too, where I watched her behavior. I've seen how she relentlessly and endlessly goes after Mama Bear, and even to the point of putting out her, whole ass government name, which is a no on YouTube, period. End of sentence. Nothing really actually beyond that. Then it's just worse. And the fact of the matter is, we all have our theories, we all have our opinions on this case, okay? But to say that Chris is completely innocent is ridiculous, and that DA Rourke is knowingly allowing somebody else to walk free while, you know, Watts sits there and languishes in prison is ridiculous. Okay, there is overwhelming evidence, and believe me, I love a good loophole. If there was a loophole, I would be trying to find it so quick. But this is not what that is. He did it. Did he maybe have help? At best, that's what you can say. But you cannot say, or well, obviously you can. She's capable of forming those words. They've come out of her mouth repeatedly. You shouldn't say that he's innocent, because I was in her chat one night and I asked her how come she doesn't know, how could he not know what happened? Well, he didn't do anything. Well, then how did he know where the bodies were? Oh, he got a phone call. Really? He was able to describe other details, but that's because, you know, you can't have it both ways. He's not innocent of anything. Were there potentially other people or person, you know, that contributed to this in some way, shape, or form? That's possible. But the biggest obstacle, and this is what it flabbergasts me because I don't get this. The biggest obstacle to prosecuting NK right now is Watts himself. He has denied repeatedly that she was involved in any way, shape, or form. You can't, and stop going after Mama Bear. It's ridiculous. And calling her your abuser. What you're doing when you do stuff like that is negating other people's actual abuse. She is not your abuser. She is not your tormentor. She's not even bullying you. You cannot be an adult grown-up and be bullied on the internet. A, you can turn the internet off because you're an adult. B, being bullied implies that you have no recourse. She's been on her own platform and 11 billion other platforms giving her rebuttal to these allegations and horrendous, shocking things. Come on, you're not being bullied. Give me a break. And you hurled plenty of accusations and plenty of insults yourself. All right? So if you don't like it, stop doing it. Stop talking smack. Stop coming after Mama Bear and other channels that have nothing to do with the Watts case and flexing your wrench. Just have several seats. Stick to your dancing, you know, do your thing, but leave Mama Bear alone, or I actually will roast you.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the high road this one time. But if you keep on, I will roast you. Leave her alone. It's enough. And stop calling Dr. B fake. You know damn right well, because you called her work and you looked around for her degrees, etc. Don't play. Everybody knows. You did your own investigation. You know that her credentials are correct. So stop it.
Hey, have you seen her scammy science? Chris is innocent. I'm fake. That's Tammy's world.
Well, she can be over there. And listen, you can harass the crap out of Rourke all day long, every day, from now until the end of time, if you want to. But I'm telling you right now, all that's going to end up happening is you're going to get yourself put on a watch list and a visit from Homeland Security. He is a government official. He does work for the government in some capacity, not the federal government, but at the state government.
But you can't go around threatening to burn courthouses.
No, and please stop threatening arson, okay? Our country has had enough destruction done with protests, riots. The protests didn't cause the destruction. The riots caused the destruction. We don't need you importing arson. Stay in Canada. We don't need you at the courthouse burning things down. That's ridiculous. It's an asinine threat to begin with.
Well, and not for nothing, but fire setting is
I mean, it's part of the trifecta.
Do we have that clip handy? There's some people in chat that are
Mm-hmm.
kind of blown away that.
Play the West Memphis 3 clip because that's the one I really want to address with her.
Oh, of course.
Please, if you don't mind.
Let me just satisfy Mama Bear's wish. What are the courthouse?
Yeah, the courthouse one. No, not that
no.
one.
Oh shit! Hold on. Oh crap! What did I do?
I don't know. What did you do? Oh.
Hold on now. Let me figure it out again. I do. Like I have Twitter fingers too.
And you're not okay. I'm not trying to be. I'm not intending to be rude. I'm just being honest. The fact of the matter is, Rourke doesn't give a rat's fat kneecap what any of us on YouTube are saying. Do you know who he works for? He doesn't even work for all of the people in Colorado. He works for that specific county. The end. Those are his constituents. Those are the people that he has to answer to, not us. So for you to think that you're going to go on a campaign of terror on Twitter and you're going to affect some type of change is ludicrous. It doesn't work like that. I don't care how many petitions you type up. Type up 11 billion. Good luck.
She never even typed up a petition.
Call the FBI.
They're smoke and mirror.
They were involved already.
And they were not the lead investigator. And they did not take over the goddamn case.
It's not even how it works. They're to assist. Which I should say, unless there's a federal law that they may have that Chris Watts broke, then of course, or they travel or something was done over state lines, then yes, the feds would take over the case. But in this situation, that's not what happened. He's not innocent, not even a little, not even kinda. He did it.
Okay, again, here's if Chris loses his phone privileges, this is what she's gonna do. Yeah. Oh, you said West Memphis 3?
Yes.
Ooh, how do I find that one? Let's see.
It wasn't her.
I should
look in the chat.
Okay.
Please. I mean, I could, but I'm just lazy.
What? Oh, hold on. I'm looking. Y'all talk or something.
Perfect. So, yeah, there's a couple comments in here about, she's sitting there blaming NA and NA's son and saying that this was all orchestrated by NK and that Jim would have bite marks on his hands. So basically implying that Jim killed Bella, and she's worried about her own mental health in case the weather changes.
Or whatever.
And how that would make us murderers.
Mm-hmm.
Because
how can we do that?
Even though we're just two dumb bitches on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's exactly my point. You can't throw a rock and then expect for many rocks, because let's be honest. There's been 2 videos that as a rebuttal, and it's not even bullying her. Nobody's attacked her. First of all, you know how I feel about bullying. Nobody's attacked her on her looks. Nobody's attacked her on her body shape. None of that has happened. The only thing that has been refuted here is her claims, and she's the one that threw down the challenge for anybody to prove
multiple times. Every time she joined a live,
exactly,
she would throw.
She has this thing about what does she use? No, I keep wanting to say conspiracy. See how tired I am? I'm way off my game tonight.
Oh, you didn't
Circumstantial
hear it?
evidence.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. That's why
Sorry.
you didn't hear it, because I didn't share the audio. Duh. Okay, 1 second. I'm like, what? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Damn it.
The good thing about the call, like it was a fucking see you next Tuesday move, because it could cause Chris to lose his phone privileges. And if it does, I'm telling you, I will light the courthouse on fire. So.
Wow, man. It just does. It doesn't cease to amaze me every time I hear it.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Remember when she was on that one live and poor freaking Tanya was like, "Oh, I think I could be nice to like anybody," right? Like she was saying that she met up with one of her online trolls and they had coffee and whatnot. And she goes, "Would you not go to coffee with these people?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'd go. And I'd be throat punching every one of them."
Wow.
Like, okay.
It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But she says there's no conclusive, something about not hard evidence or something like that. It's all circumstantial. But then she talks about circumstantial evidence in a positive way, in one of her theories. You can't. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. This is not how real actual investigations don't work, like CSI Miami or regular CSI or NCIS or any of those. And even when you watch stuff on ID and Oxygen, it's edited for time constraints. They can't lay every single tiny detail out because the show is only 42 minutes and like 44 seconds because an hour show because of commercials. So like, if you want to do all these things, do it. Do all your letter writing, go on a whole campaign, cool. But you don't got to trash Mama Bear every chance you get because she pointed out to you that the keypad, the keyless entry, and the paint underneath it has always been there. You just say you were wrong. How hard is that? It's ridiculous. Leave Mama Bear alone. Leave Dr. B alone.
Oops, I just came across, like,
Now
as I'm
given
looking
them
for
to Ali Flaro
she's doxing
Mama
you
Bear,
again.
who is Dr. B's butt plug. That was good.
She's laughing at her own self. No.
I mean, I laugh at myself too, but I'm actually funny.
Anyways,
This is
I
not
like
funny.
that butt plug. Ali's been stalking, harassing, and bullying me since April. And the only thing I've ever done to that woman is block her from my group for being a psycho. She wasn't a psycho to me yet.
Stalking
She
her.
was a psycho to Jamie Watts.
Hi.
Oh, I'm here. Hi.
Welcome.
Can you hear me?
Hi.
Yes, I can hear you. Can everyone else hear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yay.
Welcome.
Hello, chat. This is you guys are doing. This is great. You guys are doing such a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you've
We're
had
just
your
dumb.
own.
You've had an encounter?
Yeah, she has.
Oh no. What happened? Do tell.
What?
What happened? What was your experience with?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were talking to me.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. So okay, this is what happened. So I was trying to look just now at what exact video it was, but I did a Watts video. Are you guys hearing static or anything? Oh, thank you, Michael Schofield.
No.
Okay, cool. So I forget what video it was, but all of a sudden I start getting all these really like hostile. Hello, Stephanie. Here, Stephanie. Anyway, really hostile comments from this person called Tru Tam, and I just, you know, I engage in almost every comment on my videos, so I engage with her, and pretty soon, you know, you guys know her comments really quickly devolve into just attacks, you know, like it doesn't you like, I like to engage in a real discussion, you know. I'm like, okay, please tell me, what is your theory, why do you think that? And then when I, you know, like after 2 different exchanges, I'm like, no, sorry, no. And then she starts personally attacking me, and I'm like, sorry, homie, don't play that. I don't do like the personal attacking game when I don't agree with you. That's not how I work. You know what I mean? So, so then she was like, oh, what? I'm going to call you out in my next live. So that's what I'm here to say is, like I was saying this in chat, is she reminds me, I've been thinking, my most recent job, I worked with this brilliant guy who puts everything into like metaphors and analogies, and she reminds me of like, does anybody know about the mud bogs? Has anybody gone to the mud bogs? Okay, so like, picture being the mud bogs is where, for anybody who doesn't know what the mud bogs are, it's a big arena that's filled with mud, and then there's these big, huge trucks with massive wheels, and what they basically do is just try to, you know, roll on top of the mud, and in the process, you know, and there's competitions, and there's, you know, it's fun, and it's loud, and it's dirty and muddy, but what ends up happening, and of course inevitably, is that, you know, anybody or anything that's behind the tires of the truck are going to get splattered with the mud. And so what she's the type of person who will like stand there, you know, and be the truck in the mud bog, and she'll just throw mud at you, and then you'll be like, hey, and she'll look at you and go, hey, you have mud at you, I don't want to talk to you, and run away. And then she'll go and tell everybody else, hey, look, that person has mud on them. That person has mud on them. I don't like them anymore, and they're bullying me because they said that I put mud on them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
It's that, I mean, and I've seen her do this time and time again. You know what I mean? So I saw her do it to me, and then I saw it happen. Well, I noticed that you guys were doing the live where you were saying that it's been going on with you for a year, and it didn't surprise me whatsoever. So anyway, that's like a short version of my story. I was looking for, I mean, I have like a deep rabbit hole of comments with her because, you know, I was really seriously trying to understand, you know. And so I even went to the lives where she said she was going to call me out, and all she did was like, you know, do her,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, she said Molly Golightly has a large platform, and the next time I'm on her live, I'm going to call you out.
That's right.
Because that's what you do. You utilize other people's platforms. And no, she's a
pattern. It's a pattern.
It's a pattern. And I just don't like, I don't have a lot of, I watch patterns, and she has this pattern of not, you know, cashing her checks, you know, and like you just pointed out brilliantly for the last however long you've been on this life, you know, and because she'll say, oh, I'm going to do a live. It's little things like, I'm going to do a live tonight, and then she doesn't do it. Or I'm going to prove it with facts and evidence, and then she doesn't.
And then she wads up a piece of paper and uses it as a brain. and
Yeah.
says that that the way that you get Down syndrome is because
Oh,
wires aren't connected, which is
I'm gonna play that.
not
actually,
right
because
your motherboard.
so this is the science that we're up against, y'all. So hold on, I'm trying to find it. I named it.
Ronnie, calm down, girl.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I named it oh crap, what did I name it?
No one's bullying on the Tru Tam. No one. Nope. We are just speaking factual. We're speaking facts. That facts are not bullying.
She literally asked.
Tru Tam is a YouTuber. She is a content creator. She has.
We're critiquing her lives
And rebutting, I haven't rebutted anything, but they have rebutted. She asked for this. She said, I challenge anyone and everyone to prove me wrong. Well, did she say everyone but Mama Bear and Dr. B? No, she didn't.
Well,
be careful what you wish for.
Here's some more science.
And it's like people with Down syndrome, okay? There's nothing different except one of the wires wasn't connected right in the motherboard, the computer tower, right?
Wrong.
So if these things got fixed when these things were
Stephanie,
happening,
good night. Thanks for being here with us.
that paper wouldn't look like that. It would still be destroyed, but with love and support and the right people in your life. Maybe you need a piece of tape. But
tape
there you go.
Every time.
From this,
Y'all, we need to patent this piece of tape for cure for Down syndrome.
All the things,
and
apparently.
maybe even better.
Need a piece of tape. Now, this is Ronnie.
Right, go.
This is Ronnie.
I love this.
This is what he's talking about, Tammy. This is what he's talking about. Listen to him.
411, all these other. I don't watch anything. I'm trying to tell Cindy to stay off of it, which hopefully she does. I don't know what she does when I'm at work. Tammy's out there. I'm sorry. She's coming up with these wild ass things. She's giving some wild ass stories. I said, there's no way possible. I'm sorry. One time she came about being abducted and sold as sex slaves or some stuff like that or whatever. I said, okay, I don't think so. I'm sorry, not sex slaves, child abductions. I said, Lord have mercy, that's way far. Calm down, girl. Calm down, girl. Calm down, girl. Calm down, girl. Calm down, girl.
Calm down, girl. I just love that cadence, man. Calm down, girl.
Yeah.
Calm down, girl.
Well,
Calm down, girl.
Allie actually inspired me to kind of mesh them up, which I haven't gotten to that yet, but I definitely will. This is on my list of projects to do. To mesh up Ronnie's Calm Down Girl with Scammy's, with Tammy's, but I can't.
Right. right.
We gotta find that one.
It's a perfect beat. So I just want to say, is it okay if I say something a little bit serious right now? Because I want to make sure people understand. This is serious, you guys. She's actually doing damage here. She's not like helping anything. She's actively damaging the case and the victims, all the victims, including the Watts, because she's putting crazy theories in the mother's head that makes her believe that they should still pursue, more legal cases. It's ridiculous. So this is why this is not bullying. It's holding accountable. It's holding accountable for actions. So, I'm sorry.
Well,
and sorry that I'm done. I'm off my soapbox.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
I'm off my soapbox. That's it.
I was gonna say, like, that's a major problem not just with her, but with cases like this in general. If you look at, for example, the Honor Network, which, they came up in this case, and, Mr. Posner, who we've talked about before as well on another live, he's the founder of the Honor Network, and he's a parent of one of the children who were killed in Sandy Hook.
Right.
So
exactly,
he is one who has shared many experiences with me. And he's one who I actually look up to in many ways, because I don't know. I kind of like have this deep, deep gratitude for having met him, well, online, talking online, because he's taught me so much. And just reflecting back on his conversations and the people that he's encountered, this is a hoaxer. Tammy she meets all the check marks of someone who is what, for lack of a better term, would be considered a hoaxer in the Watts case. So one of the things that Mr. Posner shared with me was a manual that him and the other families came up with. And he has given me permission to use that manual, to add to the manual, to contribute to the manual, because it is only, well, not only, but it is for mass shootings. It's specifically addressed for survivors and victims of mass shootings and how to deal with hoaxers. So what we're working on is generalizing it to include just high profile cases in general. So I want to show you what that looks like. And literally what's concerning to me is that we are coming to this place in this world, in our lives, in our times, whatever you want to call it, is where we actually need people we need these things to warn people of how to protect themselves on social media.
Yeah. Yes.
So while I look for that, again, me and my looking with my 11 billion tabs, right?
11 billion at least.
I would happily participate in a live on trolls because it's part of my a little bit of my expertise.
Oh yeah, well that's great, because oh god, girl, we have databases of information, and not just petty. It's not about like, oh, look at this screenshot, look at that screenshot, but it's more about the psychology behind it, because it doesn't matter once you get to know one troll, like you get to know them all. Because what I'm learning after these 2.5 years on YouTube and dealing with trolls is that they tell on themselves. They tell on themselves all the time, and it's
it's a pretty complicated topic. There's only like certain areas I can cover, but I helped start a nonprofit called the Center for Humane Technology, and it was about addressing all this stuff across social media and the algorithms and how.
Oh, that sounds fascinating.
Did you see the social network? I'm sorry, the social dilemma. The social.
Yes.
Dilemma. I was in that for 2 seconds.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh wow.
That's cool. Yeah, I did see that. And
I helped start the nonprofit that was basically behind the guy that was kind of featured in it, Tristan Harris. I worked with him to start his nonprofit, and then we but I'm not like the brilliant, like I'm not the brilliant like scientist or psychologist. I'm the PR person. You know what I mean? So I'm the PR person with with a childhood trauma. That's it. So
Yeah.
I don't want to claim to be anything else.
But I would argue that you would still be in a better position to comment on things than Tammy is, for sure, because, you know, even if you're not a clinician yourself or a psychologist yourself, just working with psychologists or in that field in general, you get trained. So
yeah, no, I do know what I do know, but I'm willing to. All I'm saying is I'm willing to not claim what I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I think where I take issue is when she claims to that she's going to solve everybody's problems. Like, no, you're not.
Do I say that?
No, Tammy acts like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Like she's going to solve
the
family's problems. She's going to get Rourke to be investigated. It's going to get the case reopened. And when it goes to trial, like...
Oh, that's another check she didn't cash. Was she was going to start a petition? That I don't think
that's never happened. She's been talking about this murder wall for the past 8 months.
Those don't work. If they worked, the West Memphis 3 would have been out of prison long before they were.
Yeah.
They don't work. And those are people who are actually factually innocent. Unlike
Jen,
Chris Watts. Yes.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but somebody said something about your monkey picture, and I also want to commend you on that monkey picture because I've always loved it. I just wanted.
Aw. Well, thank you.
Sorry,
my little monkey drinking a Capri Sun. No, you're fine. You're fine. This is just cash. No big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just don't understand what the struggle is to discuss this case without hurling personal insults.
Right.
I don't understand why it's difficult to discuss your theories without resorting to name calling and being, disgusting.
So there's a lot of people talking about lidocaine in chat, and I'm not even sure where that came from. All I see is lidocaine.
Something about somebody's patches.
Yeah, one of Scammy's patches that she was wearing. They're talking about what it could be.
See, I don't even think that is. I don't know. I wouldn't be. At the end of the day, she can do. Obviously, she has her channel. She has a platform, and if she wants to use it to affect change, great. But calling people butt plugs ain't gonna get it, sis.
Yeah.
You got to lead by example. Be the change. There you go.
This is the thing. Every single time she goes live to stream, it's specifically to, she says, okay, I'm here to make everybody feel better. But then she goes and rants and raves to bully on somebody. That's her. Like if somebody were, I don't want to spend the time, timing it. You know what I mean? But I would bet any amount of money that if you timed it, that she spent far more time bullying somebody in her live stream than, making somebody feel better. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Well, the problem is with getting clips of shit Tammy says in her lives. Problem is, like, out of her 5.5 hour live, 5 hours worth are good clips, So it's like picking the ones that really highlight her crazy theories and claims about what's in evidence and what isn't in evidence, it's like a headache. So
and I'm so over it was taken out of context. Okay. No. We all heard what you said. And for many of the people that I was, watching chat while you guys are on here, the people had already seen these claims in their entirety. Okay. We're not trying to,
paint you out.
Exactly.
No, this is all you, girl. All you.
You said these things. They're not taken out of context. They're not. There's no more to show if we played the other or they played the other. 400 hours of the stream. They're not going to look like assholes. It's not happening. It's ridiculous.
Let me just holler at Monica here. She's speaking German to me, so I got to respond in German.
Okay.
Hallo Monika. Mir geht's gut. Wie geht's Ihnen? There you go.
How many languages do you speak, Dr. Boone?
3. With an asterisk.
Well, that's like.
Sometimes I speak English fluently, but other times
you do good. Stop it.
go
You speak English just fine.
Can I tell you a funny story? My clinical experience. I think I may have told it already, but oh well. So sometimes I get English words wrong. It happens. Because English is my third and final language that I learned. The first was obviously my native language, and then I learned German and then English. So sometimes, it happens. So I was doing a practicum for a training year, basically, and I was discussing a patient with my supervisor, and I was what I really wanted to say is that the patient decompensated, but I said that she was decomposing. So my supervisor was like, I can almost guarantee you that your patient wasn't decomposing in the session. He's like, I think you're trying to say decompensating. I was like, I think that's what I'm trying to say too. So it happens.
So I think the bottom line here for me anyway is that she issued a challenge. The challenge was accepted, and she has been debunked. Do I think that's going to stop anything? No, but hopefully she will not find the need to go on another 5.5-hour rant. Maybe she could just stick to discussing the case, rebut the rebuttal.
Doubt it.
Yeah,
that's not gonna happen. There were clips of her saying that excuse me, bad publicity is good publicity, and I was gonna put that side by side with Courtney Love's statements, where she sounds exactly like her.
I mean, the fact of the matter is that there's a little tiny truth to that, except for it depends on what the bad publicity is. Like, there's no overcoming murder. There's no overcoming being a family annihilator. Like, there's no spin on that. Okay. It's just bad. And I just wanted to say, stop trying to explain what happened with the West Memphis 3 and the Alford plea. It's so much more complicated than that and so far beyond your scope of knowledge that I'm going to need for you to please stop, because that's not quite exactly what happened or what the Alford plea means. Okay? And stop trying to involve the Innocence Project. They work for actual innocent people. Chris Watts is not actually innocent. He has no actual innocence claim. Period. Ridiculous.
So, I don't know how much PR experience she's had. I don't think I'm sorry. I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry.
Welcome to the psych ward.
Welcome to the psych ward.
Exactly.
That's what we do.
Exactly.
But
she made some sort of PR claim, and I was like, oh, I forgot.
Yeah. But
anyway.
Yeah, so now she actually did get a 3.5-hour live. So it's a lot of information, but I'm just so done with her. That chapter is closed, hopefully. And
I just remembered. Is it okay if I just
Yeah,
say this really
go
quickly? I'd like to dispute her claim that bad PR, any PR is good PR.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I'm not. I just disagree. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I saw her say it when she said it, and I was like, oh God, I'm not gonna. It's just not true. It's just not true because what happens in her case is that she says any even bad PR, any PR is good PR. But then she goes out and throws out stuff to get attacked about. And then she goes, oh my God, I'm being attacked. And then she acts like and then she acts like and then she accuses you of murder.
Ooh.
Right?
Right.
I'm gonna play a clip of what's her face. Wait a minute. How do I get okay? Too much going on here.
Yeah,
Stop
I'm
sharing.
gonna get off the panel because I don't know what's going on in chat, but I feel like something is brewing. So let me get down and I'll just be in chat.
Okay.
Because I think it's
Okay.
just caffeine.
Okay. Yeah, we'll
All
be
right.
we'll be wrapping up soon too. So
Okay.
thank you, Jen.
Bye. You're
Bye.
welcome. Bye.
Bye, love.
So this is Courtney Love. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days before her dead husband was discovered. Yeah, so Tammy, congratulations. You are in the ranks with the most loved white trash in America.
That was a little hard for me to hear. Could you repeat what she said?
Oh, she said, so this is her talking to a private investigator after Kurt Cobain allegedly went missing. And she's telling him, well, I have a record coming out in a week. I mean, all publicity is good publicity, meaning that Kurt Cobain's disappearance would boost her record sales.
Wow.
How's that for a motive? One of them. That's not the official one.
That was a week before?
Yeah. So she hired the private investigator after Kurt was already dead, in my opinion. And these are the phone conversations that she had with them while he was actively looking for Kurt Cobain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's another thing that has been put off due to craziness is my damn Kurt Cobain. But I'm so perfectionistic with it that I just can't go in and like half-ass it. It really has to be perfect because I don't know, like it's just.
You have integrity. That's what that means, basically.
Thank you. That's true because I really want to make sure that everything is in line because much like any other case, I would say by now, just like this case comes with the trolls, there's a lot of people talking about Kurt Cobain's death, and it's a polarizing topic, and I really don't know the who's in the music industry. So a lot of those names go above my head. But it's not relevant to the case so much. It's the research. So when I'm researching, I want to make sure that what I use in my research can be relied upon, is reliable. Because I don't want to stumble upon a Nirvana version of Tru Tam,
Yeah.
And God forbid incorporate something into what I'm doing. So,
well, it feels like, I mean, Courtney Love's still around, right? I mean, she seems pretty volatile.
Yeah, she's actually, well, this is another thing. She's actually
And litigious.
she's very litigious, but she's currently being sued for attempted murder, kidnapping, attempted robbery, among other charges. Yeah, so, and she's being sued by Francis Bean's ex-husband. And it all started over the guitar that Kurt Cobain used during the Unplugged special. So Courtney Love gifted.
So she's a little over a barrel then, right?
She's nuts. She's completely nuts. I can't wait to. Let me just tell you this much. Her own father has said that she worked as a pimp for Epstein. Her name was found in Epstein's black book. She's on pictures with Prince Andrew. Like, this bitch is shady.
I did see that.
She's shady.
She is a freaking wild child.
Yeah, so, you know, as much as I want to make sure that I don't sound like I'm any one-sided, like, it's really difficult. Like, this here, I do have a strong opinion, and, you know, and that's why I just want to make sure that, yeah, so.
Well, I thank you for letting me speak the truth to power.
Welcome.
My truth to Tru Tam.
Welcome to Scammy Science Anonymous.
My name is Lynn, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, actually, one last tiny little anecdote. One day, I was like, you know, I fired up my YouTube, and I see that she's gone live, and the moment I click into her live, I see her say, "Because I'm transparent, I just have to say I am medicated." And I had to stop it right there. And I had to stop. And you know, I don't judge. I swear to God, I do not judge on that, you guys. I don't. Because, and just to give the backstory, I know her backstory. She wiped out a lot of pain medications with CBD, and she advocates about this for her mental health and her health. So she'll talk about that. But what she does is she'll like go on heavily medicated and then act as if she's speaking the God's honest biblical truth about the case, and then browbeat other people about them, you know, about their behavior. It's really that's the issue. Okay, I'll
She was telling her viewers that you could get CBD off of Wish.
Good night, guys. Thank you very
Good
much.
night. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Bye. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, Mama Bear, sorry, excuse me. How rude. It's the two of us again. Do you have any closing words?
No. My brain is just fried just listening to her.
Lori says, holy crap, I didn't know that. My husband's got everything on Kurt Cobain. Wait till my hubby wakes up. Bloody hell. Yes, send it all over here. And might as well do this, but I've been looking, or not do this, but announce this. I've been looking for like shotgun people who know what the hell they're talking about with shotguns and recoil and where the shells go and all that stuff, because you know I suck at it, and I am reading a lot about it, but again, like I really just am not a gun person, so I would rather have someone talk about it as we go through the crime scene or the death scene. So if you know anyone who knows anything about guns and shell casings, etc., let me know. Trauma and True Crime says she has a pretty epic comment thread with Lana on Lana's community tab. we will have to check that out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so if there's nothing else, I want to say thank you to you, Mama Bear, for helping put this together and going through the agony of listening to hours and hours of...
I had to take a Xanax the other day. My heart was gone. And I don't know, I just couldn't shake it. I was like, oh God, I gotta turn her off. I can't do it. And I'm like unloading my dishwasher and like my hands are getting shaky. And I'm like, holy, like this woman is literally not good for my mental health.
Oh, yeah. Well,
But-
we're done. We're done, hopefully. So I hope this is all in all, this is just us putting our foot down, saying enough is enough. And basically warning victims everywhere to look out for people like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
my God. Guess who's back? Apostle. He said Zan X. She was a dancer at a club I've never been to. Oh, of course.
Yeah, no, this is, and honestly, if people want to call us the mean girls and the bullies, then
I don't even care anymore.
go for it. Because, you know what, bring me alive that Tammy is done, where she doesn't bring us up, and I will give you $5.
There you go.
Because let's be real. If you can find a live that she has done on YouTube that she doesn't mention us,
You got $5.
you got $5. It's Canadian though, so it's only worth like half of your money if you're American. So I don't know how the rest of it works out. But
Here's the thing. I'll put another $5 on top of that from the money that Scammy helped me make on YouTube. How's that? So you got $10 if you can find it.
yep.
All
And
right.
then tell me how we're the bullies and
Archimedes girl says, everyone start buying tape for the courthouse. It's brilliant. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's awesome. Oh, I love this. I love this. All right. Well, and also I wanted to say YouTube monitors said they woke up with some pain. I hope you feel better. Get well soon. Thanks everyone for joining us. Thank you, Mods, Caffeine, Jen, Sam, Michelle. And that will be a good night from us.
good night.
Bye. Bye.